This episode of 3DMs in a Tale is brought to you by...
Welcome to Otello's Diner. Are you hungry? Are you starving? Did you just finish a long shift at the Michello's disgusting docks loading contraband that, as much money as they'll make on it, you'll never see a dime of no matter how hard you work? Come on down then to Otello's Diner. We've got the best grilled cheese and tomato soup this side of Bellior, and it is the best, I guarantee it. Finely grilled and put together by the Zabinoff family's very own Auntie Mab.
Yeah, Auntie Mab, I'm the best cook, chemist, mechanic in the city. I can bake stuff that'll make your brain melt. In a good way, in a good way. Well, in a bad way too, but in a good way.
Find us in the Zabinoff family quarter 2 blocks north of our clean and pristine docks that are manned by our well-paid and respected profit-sharing tradesmen. We'll see you soon. This is a fictional ad made entirely for entertainment purposes. Otello's Diner and all characters, places, and references therein are entirely fictional and made entirely for the purposes of entertaining, garnering a laugh, or encouraging you to go out and make a grilled cheese and tomato soup for the people that you love in your life. Do it. Otello's Diner is not a real place, venue, restaurant, or location to garner grilled cheese and tomato soup. You're better off actually getting that at your own local diner. Otello's Diner is a fictional location made entirely inside of the Grilled Cheese with a Side of Justice episode of the 3DMs and a Tale Entertainment catalog in Season 1. Otello's Diner is not responsible for any makings of grilled cheese and tomato soup that may or may not be to your liking. Please be warned. If you try to go to Bellior, you may suffer from failure to launch, lack of oxygen, and a chromie shark eating your face. We're on main scene. Hello, welcome to 3DMs in a Tale. I'm your host, Aaron Church Solomon. I've got Colton top center. Or actually, everyone just introduce yourself. I don't know what the layout is.
All right. I'm Colton, otherwise known as the Warbeard DM.
Michael, looking at you.
My name is Michael. I go by the Black Stag GM.
And I am William, and I am undecided.
That's fair. That's fair. This is 3DMs and a Tale. This is a D&D styled improv show where we all experience a brand new, full-on story that is improvised from top to bottom. Considering the beginning of season 3, and we're all getting back into this. Mr. Michael, we were just talking about this in the agreement before we got started rolling, has volunteered to be the head storyteller for this episode. How the show works is that normally we would have a dice rolled that would decide which of the 4 of us would be the lead storyteller for the next 2 hours of this whole story. But due to just getting restarted, we're just going to do that. We're just going to let Michael take us into his wild world. And are you saying, Michael, with the week that you've had, that you're about to just get all of that process by putting us into whatever we're about to go through as the 3 players to your story?
Not necessarily.
Oh. Okay.
No, I'm going to use you as experimentation.
That's worse. That's so much worse.
and try and we're gonna try something here. So I have a little game concept here. So we are gonna run off and do some interesting things. We're gonna go with a Wild West, but not just Wild West. We're gonna go with the Weird West. So to give you guys a little insight to help you build characters and to kind of figure out what you're going to do, I'm going to give you a little kind of idea of what this Weird West entails. So Weird West is going to be a combination of different things. The time period is actually going to be post-apocalyptic. We are in a society that has gone through an apocalypse, lived through it, survived through it, and now humanity's kind of sort of figuring their way out of a box.
So just after the desolation kind of thing.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best way to put it. So you guys are going to be encountering things not of H.P. Lovecraft. We're not going Cthulhu, but instead we're going with kind of like a mixture between aliens, mutants, and just people.
Okay. Aliens, mutants, and people. Okay.
And humans.
Yeah.
So the way this is going to go is You guys are going to be taking place in the city of Cinderlux. It is a city built from two separate foundations. The first foundation is the core. This is known as the Undercity. It is covered by the Great Barrier. This barrier is called the Coal Gap. Coal Gap is a giant metal plate placed on top of the Undercity to essentially stop all of the coal, smoke, and aether, which is a rare and unique metal that is mined inside of the Undercity. All those fumes flow up, and they have that coal cap to make sure that none of it gets to the upper city, which is known as the Luxon. The Luxon is a city of brilliance, beauty, and just everything. Think of it gilded. Everything up here is beautiful. You are going to have two factions specifically in both locations. One faction is known as the Glassrights. They are people who take aether and condense it and then form around it glass and then condense it again to enchant that glass. This glass is how magic is created. They essentially grab the bead, and that bead is what allows them to either cast magic or create a magical effect, however you decide. It's also used to power sci-fi type creations, mechs, robots, lizards for whatever reason. All of that is using Glassrights. The second faction up here is known as the Luxon Corps. They are a group of full-plated individuals that use scald rifles. These are rifles that have aether packs on them that generate intense amounts of power that superheats water, that allows them to shoot it out as a jet of water that can cut through steel, but it's also scalding hot and lights, not necessarily lights things on fire, but like what is it called when you burn something with a knife? Like you burn a wound with a knife.
Yeah, you sear it. Yeah, you're
Yeah. It starts with a C, and I can't remember it.
Cauterize.
Cauterize.
Thank you. Yeah, it'll cauterize a wound. And then the factions underneath the Undercity are known as the Coalman Guild, and they're pretty self-explanatory. They kind of try and protect the coal diggers and aether diggers. And then the last group, the last notable faction, I should say, we'll say is the we'll call them smoke callers. These people are people who have, rather than trying to keep themselves out of the smoke, they've embraced the smoke. They've inhaled the ether, they've mutated themselves through exposure to the ether, and they inhale smoke to give them power, to allow them to use smoke manifested powers. And the conflict here is that both cities kind of hate each other. The Luxon, they believe they are superior. They are the artists. They are the wealth. They are the bankers. They are the artisans, the crafters, or the master craftsmen, things like that. The Undercity is nothing but your miners, your essentially teachers that have to commute between the coal cap, and your warriors, considered to be less than. These two cities have a very unique duality to them. So this is where you guys come in. The other thing that is weird in this particular Western setting is that the city is the only city. There are a few fringe settlements that these massive pipes that pump aether in a liquidized form go out and help fuel cities that are miles and miles away. But you guys are in the city. You can leave the city.
Is this kind of like the only city that was not tarnished by the great apocalyptic event that prior to, but everything else is just small towns now?
This is the only city that rose after. It was built on the remnants of something else. No one really knows what.
Okay.
But the city itself was built. They built the pipes out to these smaller settlements of like 1,000 people.
Yeah.
And those settlements mainly are just farmers that found land that was cultivatable. And all these farms are essentially responsible for sending food back to Cinderlux itself.
How long since the apocalypse happened?
Yep. And so you guys are now that's your lore and your setting. And again, it's Weird West, so your stuff doesn't have to be super foundational in physics. If you want a shotgun that can fire hot plasma, go for it. Or if you wanted to shoot wooden spikes, go for it. It is not at all beholden. It is meant to be weird. So with that in mind, we can start. Who wants to share a character idea, or what their character will be?
I had a character that I was already forming with. My only contextual question was how long ago was the apocalypse that humanity survived?
You tell me. You
Okay.
Go for it.
So, my name is Arthur. I'm pretty much like one of the standing cowboys from an outside hamlet, an outside town that's kind of come back into town to at least garner some work between any faction that'll sort of hire me. I come with 2 different revolvers of very different size. One's just a standard 6 shooter, and then the other one is pretty much the size of a 44, like a big one. And this one actually is super specialized because I got casings that would fit and be able to hold the ether beads, the condensed ether beads. So I reserve the entire option with my bigger ether shot to pretty much send like instant explosions from wherever I kind of sort of sit. Otherwise, the other 6 shooters standard, and I've got simple just utility and kind of just came on into town. I came onto the Luxor side. I maybe have got some family down in the coal, so I kind of sit in this gray area between. Kind of was aware and a part of the war and a part of a lot of reconstruction, so I got to see kind of what fucked us up and what sort of like almost brought humanity to the end. So between being war grizzled, helping rebuild a town of any kind, because my hometown was lost. Armadillo Town was knocked out in the middle of the entire in the middle of the war. So I have survived that and come down from that generation to see what I can do for just making some extra money, because I have some loose family down in the mines, as I said, but I'm a lone guy right now.
Next.
I'll go ahead. My name is Colm Thunderborn. I am a large man with lots of Lichtenberg figures all over his body. Just these bright red lightning pattern just all over him. Goes everywhere shirtless.
Say your name again,
That's
sorry.
as much as Colm Thunderborn.
Holm.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm just Arthur.
Like calm, but with an O.
Gotcha.
Oh boy. So I will be your resident crazy old prospector named Hammond Catamaran, who walks around with basically a mechanical turtle shell that he uses when he's mining. So if there's ever a cave-in, he just pulls into the shell and he's fine. Takes him a while to dig himself out, but hey, he's good at his job. Completely insane thanks to all the fumes, but he's good at his job.
Excellent. All right. And where you guys find yourself currently, all 3 of you, for whatever reason, however you found yourselves here, you are standing on the coal cap. And currently, alarms are blaring. You are hearing a number of people rushing to get out of the Undercity. You can see the we'll say you're right on the edge of the city on the coal cap, and you can look out and you can see some of the aether pipes running towards one of the settlements, and you can see people fleeing, leaping several heights, trying to get out of the Undercity. And as you are watching this, and you see people flooding out from the coal cap from the Undercity, you can hear people screaming that there was an aether flux. An aether flux is essentially a cataclysm that happens every now and then, where aether is in such a condensed area that it immediately mutates and transforms all matter within a various range. Normally, there is a group that is tasked with going down and resolving this, the Lux Corpsmen. However, the Lux Corpsmen, the Luxian Corps rather, they're already kind of on an assignment. They are currently trying to put down a rebellion in one of the hamlets, and so the 100 or so members are no longer in the city, and all you have is like the normal constables.
Mhm.
And you, as you're standing here, and people come out, you hear a gentleman's voice kind of sound through the area, and he just kind of yells out, Any looking to get themselves coin? I give you 300 coin, plus 50 Lunxen beads, specially made by the glass whites. 50 beads for anyone willing to go down and deal with this problem. You'll be paid up front, and if your bodies are later discovered, whoever goes down after the spoils go to the man. Now then, any volunteers?
Question.
You.
What does this
Yes?
what does this entail?
Well, so far we don't know. It just happened. We need you to go down, figure out what happened. Maybe mutants, maybe an alien portal opened up again. Who knows? Maybe there's a giant, creature just trying to nosh people into dust and eat their bones. We don't know. That's
I'm
what we
already
want you to go do.
He like brushes me on the way. He's like, what the?
All right, come on. Time to get to work. Sort of thing's only killed me 3 times.
Excellent. And he immediately, without even hesitation, you see a very dapper gentleman in a very well maintained outfit walk over, and he's got this big old chest in front of him. He's reluctant, but he opens it up, and the man just pulls out a small metal disc. And you see that the metal disc, it has thin sheets of metal inside of it. And this is their currency. So think of it kind of like a wallet. It's about this thick, and inside each of those sheets is worth essentially 2 months worth of pay for most coal miners. And they're giving you, with this 300, they're essentially giving you the next 10 years of pay. And he just hands it to you immediately.
I immediately toss it down my shell.
And then he hands you 50 beads of this, this purified aether. Anyone else?
Give me.
Excellent. Yeah, he hands you the money and the beads. Anyone else?
I'll walk up and kind of flex and say, I'll volunteer if it'll let me see your electrifying smile again.
He kind of looks at you for a minute, and in his best attempt, gives you this really kind of horrified and yet if this will get you there, sure, and kind of and then hands you the money and the beads, and then just goes, all right. Now then, please, on your way. and as quickly as you possibly can. Whatever you find, scout it out, kill it if you can. Try and figure out if there's a way for us to suppress it. Just keep in mind that the emergency valves are on levels 10 and 40. Those are important because if it's above level 10, we're closing the cap and you're dying down there. If it's below level 10, level 40 is where you want to have it chase you. If you can get down there, you can close that cap and the Luxon core can come back and we can take care of it then.
So we're just going down there to figure out whatever's happening, because everyone keeps yelling that there's an explosion down there, like an ether explosion. And I know the core,
like.
well, the core usually has got suits for shit like that.
He goes, well, yes, those are expensive, and they have them all, probably. I don't think we have another one anywhere lying around.
Okay. I'll let you know what's going on down there, but that's probably about as far as I'm going to worry about this. Minor
remember,
Man.
If it's level 10, you're screwed. Below level 10, try and get it to go to level 40.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll pull some drain plugs, I guess.
Excellent. And he kind of just dismisses you. Several other people, after about a few minutes, you see like 10 to 15 other people also agree to it, and they gather their winnings.
Mm-hmm.
And he issues them to like take it down. And you see most of the people here are either some kind of a coal miner or some kind of a hired gun. There's very little in between. Heyman is kind of the odd man out, with one other exception. There is actually two other exceptions. There is a younger looking man, probably mid to late 20s, and he's wearing a fedora with a kind of vest coat with pinstripes on it. And he has, instead of guns, he has probably what can only be described as an unhealthy obsession amount of knives. Just several dozen bandoliers, just full of knives. And then you see a young woman in a very nice kind of frontier-looking dress, also with a leather cattleman's hat. And she has on her a rifle. You can see the rifle has a large socket in the middle of it that opens and closes, it looks like. And you, Arthur, being someone that has a gun that has a similar function, you recognize this as an aether port, where they kind of stick beads. Except yours only takes one. Looks like hers could probably take a dozen, and you're not really sure you want to find out what she can take out with that.
Yeah, that's... I have a hand cannon. She is a hand... pirate
Tank.
ship of... Yeah, tank. Yeah. With rotating rounds. Like,
Yeah.
I just have a soft... Just a little soft whistle at that. Where'd you get that?
You have a 44. She has a 90 millimeter.
She has a desert eagle with an extended mag. Like,
Exactly.
where'd you get that from?
And she goes, "Oh, it's something new. I want to test it out."
It's a mighty fine piece you got there.
Oh, it's full of surprises.
Better not be surprised as you're unprepared for.
You'll see. And at that, they open the cap, and the cap, there's like little stairways that go up. And for you, they're not opening a stairway. They actually have sluices that the Luxon, again, because of the disparity between the two, the Luxon do not put food on carts or elevators to lower down. They put them on these giant slide sluices that just funnel it all down. So the food often winds up down there. It's bruised, not necessarily in the best condition, but that's how they get it down there. Everything that is sent up is through these big old elevators, but they don't start at the. They don't have any near the top. You have to start from the bottom and work your way up with them. And so they open one of these giant sluices, and you see one of the gentlemen just kind of goes, "All right, everyone down." And you watch as people just start jumping down. And after a few minutes, it's just the three of you. Everyone else is kind of hopped in. He's just kind of looking at you. You going or what?
I'll just give a mock salute before jumping down.
Nice.
I will jump on his back.
On the guy's back or on Colm's?
Home.
Excellent. So yeah,
I-
you two just go down. You hear a bit of a scraping sound as the turtle shell kind of smacks the sluice every now and then.
I just hold my hat to my head. I was like, but if this doesn't work out, I'm coming for you. And I just jump in and slide down.
Nice. Yeah. Go ahead and each one of you draw a card. Six, nice.
Should have everything. Yep, 1 and... Okay, cool. Alrighty.
We're going to introduce a fun little mechanic here that if you ever draw a Joker card,
Mm-hmm.
I have a table that I use in D&D games. And we're going to have you roll on the weird table.
Okay. Okay.
I like it.
I got my card ready.
Hey, Colton was a 6. What is Arthur?
4 clubs.
4. 4 clubs, excellent. And 8. Okay. Colm, you are not a graceful exit. You come barreling out at a little bit faster than you anticipated. The turtle shell occasionally kind of lifted you off, and while you heard that grinding sound as it scraped against, it kind of picked up speed. So by the time you were ready to dismount, you had already kind of picked up a lot more speed than you intended. You come out. You don't biff it or anything like that. You don't face plant. But you do kind of hastily come out to the edge, but catch yourself on the railing, looking down into the depths of the Undercity. You're not sure. There's just a giant misty amount of coal vapor or coal smoke everywhere. So you have no idea how far you would fall. It just looks like a black void that's kind of churning somewhat. Heyman, you get to the bottom, and again, not super graceful, but your turtle shell kind of helped you. You come sliding out, you do a little spin, pop up, and you seem to be doing pretty well. Arthur, you also got a 6, I believe, right?
No, I had the 4.
4, that's right. You see as Arthur, last one coming out, takes to the bottom, hits the little lip that's there, and just like tumbles and rolls. Go ahead and draw me another card.
You see me going, shit, oh, fuck, shit.
All right. Let me draw a card here. An 8. All right. You're not dead. Arthur goes spinning off, and where Colm caught himself on the railing, Arthur rolls between the gaps between the top of the railing and the bottom of the railing and nearly goes off. And if it weren't for the fact that the coat he's wearing gets caught on a kind of protruding screw, he would have just gone off into the void of the smoke below. And you're just kind of hanging there about a foot from the railing, looking up, and your impressive luck has somehow saved you today.
I just look down at him and say, see, thunder rolls, but lightning strikes. As I grab him and lift him back up.
Do you just toss me to behind you pretty much? Like a ragdoll?
Yep.
Shoot!
Love it.
Okay.
All right.
1.
Oh.
I'm doing a check right now. So just 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I have everything.
Walk over to Arthur, stare down at him through a magnifying glass.
Yeah, mole.
You alive, boy?
I'm alive, mole.
You ain't a zombie, boy?
No,
You tell me if you was a zombie.
I wouldn't.
Fair enough. I won't shoot you.
I won't shoot you either. Because
Now, look-
is your guy like super short or whatnot, Will?
Oh yeah, he's like
Yeah.
4 foot.
Yeah. So as I stand up, I'm just like looking down. I was like, "Don't worry, I'll shoot first.
All right.
Just hope it's with this one and not. Just hope it's with my right one and not my left one. Actually, switch that because they would.
Well-
It would be a cross draw normally.
Shoot with your
Yeah.
hand, not your foot, because they ain't doing you any favors.
Mm,
all right. So as you guys
troublesome.
stand here, you can see the rest of the group has kind of like they had mostly okay landings. Everyone's kind of picked themselves up, dust them off, and you immediately notice the thickness of the smoke. You're right at the base of the coal cap. So when you look up, you can see this about 20 feet up above you is just this giant blackened. It used to be probably like a brass or gold color. It is blackened. You can see like scratches where like things have rubbed against it or like ships have kind of smacked into it. But for the most part, it's just completely black. And while the coal is not as bad up here, there is a definite like immediate feeling of suffocation. You're getting used to it, you're figuring out how to breathe, but it's kind of like someone who's going directly from sea level to 10,000 feet in the span of a few seconds. You're quickly realizing there's not enough air, and you're trying to acclimatize yourself quickly.
I get a bandana out of like my back pocket and just kind of put it up and just tie it behind to try to filter it.
You see several other people kind of do the same. You watch as the woman from before, she takes out this, she grabs from her bag this little mechanical device, and she just kind of puts it on the side of her cheek. You see that it extends around her, kind of putting a nice glass-like covering over her nose and mouth. And then you see it fills with a blue liquid. And as she kind of inhales and exhales, you can see her eyes now have turned to blue, like a very sharp, brilliant blue as well. And she's now kind of looking around, and you see that she kind of looks to some of the group, and she picks like 4 of the biggest muscle-bound dudes she can, and says, "You 4, with me. She goes, we're gonna go down." And she goes, "We're gonna go down, and I have an idea of where we can start looking for this problem to earn our pay." And they just kind of nod. And then you can see the guy with the copious amounts of knives. He goes to the edge of the railing where you almost fell off. You see that he like takes a little. He has got this like weird looking device on his side. He takes a little hook, ties it around, and then like clamps it, and you can hear this like ratchet sound as it sounds like it has compressed and it's now holding him tight. And then you just see him like start rappelling down into the depths. So, like you look down as he goes down, and after about 20 feet, he just disappears into smoke.
I pull out my knife, my spare knife, and I cut the line.
You go to cut it, and you realize it is made out of not rope, but some type of a metal wire.
Hmm. Okay. Because I'd probably like notice that leading up to, but like, okay.
I mean, it was dark, so it could have
Yeah.
been pitched rope, or it could.
Because I was going over to just kind of
sure.
look at it and see if it could be cut in general, but so.
Yeah.
All right, Mole. You know much about this place down here?
I've definitely been here before, but that doesn't mean I know very much about it.
You've been here
I have
before?
some big deal of head trauma in my years, boy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Thankfully, I do keep this map, and I reach inside my shell and pull out a map. It may or may not be for the correct level, or
Draw a card.
let's see.
Let's see how accurate your map is.
And that is a 4.
4? I mean, it's got the best places to not only drink, but like what is Mole's favorite food here? What is Hammond's favorite food?
You know what? It's not his favorite food, but he will actively strangle a man for a big glass of fresh milk.
And dairy being rare that it is down here, you know where all not only the bars are, but you also know where the only 3 ice cream bars in the entire Undercity are located, and it's perfect. It has like the routes to get to them and everything. The rest of the map is kind of useless if you wanted to navigate, but if you wanted to get from a bar to an ice cream bar, you could do it real quick.
Perfect.
Get yourself a nice cold glass of milk without the coal.
I leave my hand out to see if to like kind of see to look at the map. Do you hand it to me, Will, or?
Yeah, he actively zones out for a moment, but slowly hands you the map. Way too slow.
I kind of just snatch it out. I just kind of like pull it and just give it a look. Okay. I give it back to him. I was like, all right, I'm going to go follow that woman. And I start going to see if I can track the woman that was walking away with the big guys.
Okay. You go running over to her. She hasn't left yet. She's still there. What is it that you're asking her?
Do you need any firearms alongside your little cohort here, ma'am?
She goes, I think I have enough for now, but hopefully we meet each other along the trail and in the sorts and in a position that would allow us to be friends.
I would hope so. I the other 3 big guys. Can I see any weaponry on any of them or her?
She has the big gun. She has like a small like normal pistol on her hip as well. The guys do not have any range weapons. They're all sporting. One of them has a very large pickaxe. It looks like it actually takes aether and can be used to like quickly. It has like a kind of like a little hammer that slams into the earth and like helps create shockwaves. The other 2 have like big old drills, and the last guy, he doesn't have any weapons. He's got a giant backpack with like food and supplies and all this other stuff.
I hope next we meet it is on friendly terms. I walk on back over to where Mole and Cole, is it Colomb, right? Colm. I looked at Colm and was like, you know your way around here, down here at all?
Never been here before.
Lightning
never strikes the same place twice.
Well, that makes 2 of us. Alrighty, I look to see if has the woman and her crew like actually started like picking a route at all for like getting out of it, or is there just one way down from like this platform that we're at? Because
there's several ways down. She looks like she's heading towards a kind of like it's essentially a gondolier or a gondola. There's like 10 or 15 of these gondolas around the area that just kind of take people up and down through the different things. There's a lot of switchbacks that you have to take, though, as the gondolas can only go down about 5 levels at a time.
Hey, Mole, would you like to go get a drink?
I would.
Well, I'm thirsty too. Could you take us somewhere to get a drink?
Well, let's see. Open up my map. Make sure that it is hidden from view for everyone. Let's see. We take this way. No, there's too many spiders that way. It's their time of season. There's this nice sewer hole right here. Drops all the way down to the bottom. Just have to make sure you catch yourself.
How would I catch myself?
Well, with your hands. Going full velocity, of course. You have to have a very strong wrist.
Okay. Is there a easier way down?
Well, yeah, that's what I got my magnetized shell for. Allows me to slowly slide.
Okay,
Your allies are less than helpful.
it would appear. Alrighty. And what happens if I don't catch myself?
Oh, well, you plummet all the way to the bottom. Now, I don't know how far the bottom actually goes. The scream's always cut off. Very far, though. I
Is there-
estimate at least 3 miles.
Is there a way we can walk to this bar or drinking hall that you've thought of?
Oh, you want to take the stairs? Sure about that?
Well,
That's
I'm
a
not sure.
lot of
I'm not
stairs.
sure if I could catch myself at full velocity going down this tunnel that you're talking about, sir.
Okay, well, listen, we can risk the stairs. I'm just gonna need one of you strapping lads to carry me. My ankles will give out by the first flight. That is a death sentence for this old man.
How about this then? So you don't break your ankles and we don't gotta carry you. We'll take the pipe down. You two go first.
All right, follow me. I immediately begin heading in the direction of.
Okay. Yeah. With your map, you find this entryway, no problem. When you guys get there, you realize that Hammond isn't. It's not just a sewer pipe. This is like an access pipe for a variety of things. So when you open it, it's not like a tiny thin pipe. It's a wide open pipe, and you guys can hear a variety of noises coming from all over, and a huge amount of airflow just blowing up from the depths. You can see. I mean, Hammond wasn't lying. You could probably fall easily, but as you kind of watch the airflow come up, you can see that it's probably not as dangerous. And Hammond, do you kind of just jump in? Bull? Will?
You got your mic working?
Yes.
There we go. So do you
Yeah.
just jump in?
Yep. Leap in, magnetized shell, slowly slide.
Do you watch as Hammond jumps in? He gets in, and as he kind of like makes it like into the midpoint, a jet of air comes up. You watch as he kind of like bounces off of it a little bit before he sticks to the other side of the wall, and just kind of like he's wearing it looks like a full shell backpack kind of thing. But it looks like one of those chairs that old people put in their houses to go down, except it's just going straight vertical. He's just like, and it's just slowly descending down this pipe.
I look at Calm. I head nod. Like, oh? You can get on top of him this time.
I look at it. I don't think that would support me.
The mall or
It's
the
all just-
pipe?
Mole.
Okay. Well,
As I'm gonna not like full jump, but like jump to a point where I'm sliding along the edge of the pipe.
Okay. So you're trying to like jump in, and you're looking for like just a pipe that goes down or something like that, like some type of like other access pipes.
So whatever it was, the space that we're going down, I'm just getting to the edge of it to ride along the edge.
Okay. So it's a big open pipe, and like you were described before, it goes all the way to the depths.
and it's a straight
there's
shot.
not, like,
So,
really-
so we're taking
Yeah.
like a side entrance into this pipe, and it's a straight vertical pipe that has a bunch of shootouts as it goes down or whatnot, because we're entering it at a main access point. Otherwise, it's a straight down shot. Like once you get in the pipe, you're just kind of falling with the airflow, or is there like there's not a ladder like rungs in it at all, right?
I don't know. Colm, go ahead and draw a card. Let's find out.
Yeah.
What's your look like? Ooh.
That's good.
All right, Calm.
Queen.
Go ahead and describe what it is you're actually using to get down.
I'm using lightning.
Okay.
I'm using the static electricity built up by my hand sliding along the wall to control my fall.
Okay. You watch as Hammond he just like magnetized himself. You watch as Colm put his hand on the edge of the wall, and as you do, you see the patterns on his body glow subtly. And as he touches the wall, you can see this like arcs of electricity kind of going out before he just kind of steps out. And as he does, does Colm wear shoes?
No.
Okay. So his bare feet touch it, and you just watch as he's like just slides down, and he's even kind of like, you realize he has a little more control as he's like sliding on the metal. He's able to like circulate himself around the pipe. But the pipe's not super big. It's big enough to like if 6 people jumped in at once, they could fit fairly comfortably. But it's not super big.
I'm
and you
watching.
can watch as he's just like
Yeah.
rotating around in a cylindrical way.
I'm
He's
staring
spiraling.
down. I'm staring down the pipe, looking at this, and I'm calculating my jump because I'm aiming to land on either Colm on his rotation or onto Hammond because that is currently like my best bet as far as I can tell.
Okay.
So
Go ahead and draw a card.
oh yes.
Oh.
Oh, thank God. So I'm just like,
You time it just right, and as you leap, your kind of coat you're wearing, again, it flings out, and you kind of hang time for a little bit as they get lower and lower and lower, and you can see that it looks like Hammond is getting ready to disembark. He's gone down several hundred feet. He's about to disappear, and as this happens, you kind of pull your coat in, and you just like scuba diving, just shoot down. You actually pass Colm at one point, and you're kind of thinking to yourself, do I want to go for the Turtle Man, or do I want to go for Lightning Boy, or Lightning Man rather? And at some point, you're like, I'm gonna like weigh my options, and you unfurl again as another updraft hits, and you are propelled, kind of floating. And you see that Hammond just easily just disconnects and goes into a little tunnel, and so you floating down.
So I've got
Colm.
the edges of my thing, so I try to like position it to try to like guide me over, like grab that edge and like get into that pipe with Hammond.
Perfect. Yeah. You kind of soar down, and as Colm gets to the edge, you you can make it, but you're kind of like wanting to show off a little bit.
Yeah.
And so like you fly off, and as you get to the edge where you're about to enter in, you kind of like unfurl a little bit as the next air pocket hits, and it keeps you aloft just a bit, so you can like tap Colm on the shoulder and be like, "Hey, I'm going first," and you just take kind of like a casual step into this next section.
Yeah.
After Colm follows in.
I step in, and my face looks nice and like, stoic, just Western stoic, but like I'm kind of jiggling as I'm like walking myself down with like my boots are clinking and stuff, because all of that was entirely improvised. I've never had any opportunity to do any kind of skydiving stuff like that. So I'm just like, part of it's just like me hitting Colm, like, I'm going in because I have to dismount this gust of wind right now. So I land, and my knees are kind of shaking, and I'm just stone faced, just kind of stuttering, and just 1,000-yard stare of having just like took my life in my hands for this elevator trip.
Excellent. But yeah, in that course
him a little cantina.
What's it full of?
I smell it.
It's basically moonshine, but somehow worse.
This is the stuff that will make you go blind.
Yes.
Oh, it smells horrible. Where'd you get this?
Oh, it's my own special brew. That particular glass is about 30 years old. Trust me, it'll work.
I take like
You're immune.
I take a little sip, and it is like Everclear times 10 on the taste.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens to me, Will?
Oh,
This-
it's like smelling salts.
Oh, oh no.
I just like kind of recoil a bit, like stepping back, and just put my back against like the wall, and, like sit down a bit. Just oh
Yeah, you
Ah.
take a sip, and 3 things happen to you.
Mm.
1, your senses, your like sinuses, clearer than they've ever been before. The second thing is the back of your tongue and down your throat are numb. Like you're having this weird sense of taste coming back and forth,
What?
and you're not really sure what is happening right now. But then the last thing that happens is a very nice calm sets in over you. And you feel, just in general, a very nice sense of, like, I'm happy right now.
Thank you for that. I hand it back to him, and my speech is a little slurred from the numbness of the tongue, not to mention the compounding effects of this, like, this almost like moonshine, or this moonshine-like thing.
I will say,
Thank
you
for
watch
that.
Hammond take a swig of it, nothing. Hammond, you're like immune to this at this point. This is your normal water intake.
Oh yeah, this is the only reason I can still move.
Love
You
it.
you people down here are made of tougher stuff than I gave you credit for.
Oh, I'm legally dead in most cities.
I don't even know what to do with that information. How much further we got?
So you, Coleman, Hammond, following Hammond, he takes you down a little ways. You're now on level 10. After this elevator ride, you're assuming you're probably a good 30-40 minutes ahead of anyone else. You've kind of got down here quick. I mean, other than the dagger dude, you're pretty sure you're ahead of everyone. And as you get down there, you come in, and the smoke is not quite super thick, but it's getting thicker. It's harder to see. There are lights on everywhere in the Undercity, and the lights are like, they're filled with aether, and they're protruding light, and you can see that the light itself kind of doesn't light up an area, more like it pushes the smoke and the coal dust away from it. So they have all these lights protruded, and so as long as you're walking underneath them, you're relatively okay. But as you walk out, and Hammond leading the way, he points to the little bar, and it's at this point you can see, at level 10, the explosion must have been pretty potent, as you see crystalline aether, this kind of rainbow, or rather prismatic colored glass looking metal, has been like etched up the side, growing up into the section, and just little tidbits are now up on the kind of the 10th level. It looks like they're just barely starting to creep their way up. And so you realize whatever this explosion was, it was pretty drastic. Hammond, your experience mining in general says that this isn't just like a natural accident. This is someone who wasn't paying attention and decided to just go ahead and hit aether in its raw form, and most likely set off a chain reaction. Upside, there's now a bunch of raw aether everywhere, which is extremely lucrative for those of you that can afford to mine it. But it's also highly dangerous as like any kind of kinetic force against it could potentially cause it to go off and create an even bigger chain reaction.
So,
But the bar is close by.
so lights that clear out the dust, and we're just coming across someone that like blew up like a canister of it, or is it like a big?
No. It's if you look down over the railing that goes down into the darkness.
Yeah, the deeper depths.
You
Yeah.
can see a massive kind of jagged, shattering spire coming up and just barely attached to several of the different platforms going upward and attached to your guys' railing. It's probably about 100 feet away, but it's big enough. It's very clearly you're very clearly able to see that it's Aether.
It's a spire of ether, like it's a crystallized spire of ether that could almost be like a land bridge for us if we could actually make the jump.
Yep. If you wanted to, you'd have to climb down it.
Right.
but
Because
you can definitely do
it's
that.
just a clear thing. It's like, okay, that's a mountain of a fortune right there.
That is a classic case of suicidal stupidity. Good for us.
What causes something like that?
Oh, classic case of unsafe mining. You know, using the wrong tools, using too much power, sneezing at the wrong time, showing up on the wrong day, wearing the wrong cologne that mixes with the chemicals in the atmosphere, causing a spontaneous detonation.
Is that the first way you died legally?
Oh, no. That one was to one of those, what did they call them? Oh, the rats. You know, one of the big ones, 50 feet long, covered in spines, shoots acid.
Did you say rats?
Oh, yeah. They don't
Arthur,
have
the
rats where
biggest
you
rat
from?
you've ever seen was like a foot big with a horrible looking tail knotted up. Hammond is describing rats that live down in the Undercity.
Yeah, they weren't kidding. They weren't kidding. This place is crawling with really,
Oh, no.
really.
Oh, and don't answer the voices. They do talk back.
Okay.
No, not you. Him.
Well, it looks like we need to get down to the bottom of that spire to get a better idea of what's going on. So, can I see anything that would actually be an easy, like a way down? Staircase.
Rock hard. Let's just see.
That's 7.
7? Okay. With a 7, I will say you are able to see that there's not a really great way down, a lot of sharp, jagged edges, and you don't know much, but you do know that, again, Aether, very volatile.
Yeah.
It will, the slightest, like, increased kinetic force can send this thing just exploding further. And so you know that chances are going down it, while faster, and would probably lead you to the source, might also like have you ended up either being exposed to an extreme amount of it, which could mutate you, or being stabbed by a lot of jaggedness. And if that doesn't kill you, an explosion of it might.
Yeah. One wrong kick fall, and that spire might just blow up itself. Okay.
So you have this information. There is the bar that Hammond was talking about, and Colm, you're not native to the Undercity. You're not even native to Cinderlux. You're from one of the far out towns, and so you're kind of new to this. But I'll say, due to your natural connection to energy itself in the form of lightning, I'll say that Colm has this kind of weird, tingly sense that kind of dances off his skin. as you look around, you notice, or at least you can feel, that energy is nearby, and it's like moving. This could be because you can kind of sense it. You get it from Hammond's shield as it creates a magnetic field, and you get it from Arthur's pistols that have at least the one that has aether in it. You can kind of feel those distortions, and it feels somewhat like that, like objects being wielded that are close by.
I feel the energy moving.
Where is it moving?
I stick out my arms and I wait for the hairs on my arms to prick up in a certain direction before I
About
point.
100 feet behind you, you can see the hairs beginning to move that away from the tips of your fingertips.
I just point directly behind me.
It's at this point when he points behind you that you guys see a gentleman kind of stepping out of the smoke, looking at you, big old cigar in his mouth, and as he takes up the smoke, you can see the cigar burns a hot red, and as he lets out this thick, billowing black smoke, more than what should be capable of, you notice that his body looks a little more charcoal. His eyes are also burning red like coal. And he's dressed in black leathers. And he just kind of like looks at you all and goes, "You're not one of us.
What are you?
Smoke collar.
Hmm?
What are you doing out in this land?"
Got paid to check out what happened down here.
What happened down here is going to be a miracle. Nothing you concern yourself with. But a recommendation would be to clear out quickly. You might be caught up in the crossfire to come.
Crossfire? Who's fighting?
Oh, it's not going to be much of a fight. More of a immediate exit of energy. A change in power dynamics. The top is gonna fall first, and then the rest will fall later.
Sounds like a plan to ruin the only good thing for 1,000 miles. I'm not sure if I even like this.
Well, you can like it, you can hate it, but it's coming all the same.
I quick draw to shoot him right in the head.
Okay, make a draw for it.
7.
7. He drew a 5. You fire and it goes straight into his head. He is on the ground for a second, and you can see like a wisp of smoke trailing out. And as he kind of stands up again and looks at you, and he goes, "Now, that's not really friendly of you, folks.
Something told
You should
me.
know better."
Something told me that wasn't gonna work, so I had to just make sure you were what I think you are. Smoke fiend.
Now, you don't use that kind of word here. Smoke collars is the more polite term in this society.
Well,
But you may not be from polite society. And he looks at you, Hammond, and goes, "You old coot still alive?"
Depends on your definition of alive. Hold on, let me check my organs. He just literally just uses his long, bony fingers to press into his skin. Yeah? Yeah, I think I got them all today. You didn't take one, did you? You know I need those.
Yes, I'm aware, Hammond. Your penchant for staying alive through adversity is legendary in these parts. But enough about me. Let's talk about you and why you're down here, Hammond. You of all people should know being down here when we're looking to overthrow the hoity-toity bankers up above. It's not the place to be now, Hammond. You shouldn't be leading these fine people to their death.
You know this guy, Mole?
Yeah, I mean, probably. Again, here, brain damage.
Hammond,
Fantastic.
just
However-
draw a card for me. Let's just see how well you know him.
All right, let's see. That is an ace.
You know whatever you want to know about him, Hammond.
Well, you better remember
Ugh.
something. He remembers you, and it sounds like you should know about what's going on down here. So I'd appreciate your help. I don't like coming into town and getting blown up.
Well, listen, I know some things, but mostly I just knew the boy's mother.
In what way?
Well, the sexual way, of course.
I
Why do you think I have this vacuum cleaner in my shell? He motions to nothing.
Hammond, you're still losing those marbles, I see.
Listen, you do what you have to stay alive down here. I'm not made of smoke. I'm not made of gold. I'm not made of infinite etheric energies that makes an ordinary man rich. I'm just here to collect.
Like, all right, Hammond. Just keep you and your friends out of our way. We're gonna be around these parts for a little bit longer. You'll love to see what we're bringing up from the depths. Found ourselves a portal. Some aliens came through, and we decided, you know what we've never seen before? What the insides look like. Turns out a little bit of aether and a little bit of alien inside get some interesting results. It's
yeah.
gonna be a masterpiece.
I pull,
He like, go ahead.
I pull my other gun,
All right.
and I go to shoot just the ground at his feet to just blow him the fuck up.
Yep, go for it. You roll a 4. You got a 4 on the card.
Ace.
You don't hit the ground. You're trying to. But somehow, as you're firing, something happens. Some weird form of luck that just seems to permeate around you constantly at this point. And your gun lifts just a fraction of a hair, flies off, hits him dead center in the chest, and it explodes. And as it does, you watch as in a flash of brilliant prismatic energy, this man goes from being what looked like a man to just nothing but the very tip of a cigar burning out on the ground below him.
All right. I reload it and reholster it for the single shot. It's like, okay. Well, I don't take very well. Well, now this is personal. Because I'm not about to let those aliens back on this fucking planet. So,
Yeah. You
Hammond?
guys,
Yeah, I'd prefer not to get probed again. Let's go kill him.
Okay. You got any idea where Smoker might have actually, where they might be trying to have this portal at? Where they're actually having their base of operations for whatever this topsy-turvy shit's about to be?
I look like the sort who consorts with living smoke gangsters in the bowels of the earth.
You
'Cause
fucked
if
his...
so, you are.
Mole, you fucked his mother. I know you know.
Well, I know where she lives, but that doesn't mean he's hosted no demonic portals there, is he?
Considering he came out of there, it might just be a demonic portal you related with.
You know what? I'll go check. You stay here.
Are you...
Yeah.
At that, I'm also gonna point over the edge and say, I would hazard a guess down there would be good bet.
Agreed.
pointing at the bottom of the spire.
Is Mole walking off? Is Salmon walking off to the bar, or
Where is Hammond headed right now?
Well, I'd say he got about 100 feet away, going in a seemingly random direction, then turned and went to the bar.
Calm?
Um,
Let's follow the old man. Make sure see if we need more information than what he's gonna give us at this point.
Yeah. You guys walk into the bar after Hammond. Hammond's already found himself a nice stool. And he's sitting at the bar. Bunch of people here. Seems to be business as usual for some of them. You see, essentially a bunch of prostitutes, in very, very brightly colored clothing. The bar does not have any booths. It's all just chairs and tables and stools next to the bar. A staircase goes up to the second level, and the gentleman at the bar is a creature you've never seen before, at least not in the Luxon. Colm, you've also never seen this, but it is a gray-skinned looking humanoid. However, he's got 2 normal arms, but he's only got 4 appendages, 3 fingers and a thumb. And off his back are 2 more appendages, also 3 fingers and a thumb. And they're a little bit thin and gangly, while the other 2 are very large and muscular. He stands about 6.5 feet tall. He's wearing a bowler cap. He's got these giant crystalline green eyes. This little, instead of a nose, just 2 slits. And then this kind of like what looks to be a small mouth, but when he opens his mouth, it goes up all the way to where you think his ears would be. It's just this giant, kind of like almost unhinged jaw sort of situation. And he's wearing a red vest, a white shirt, and some slacks. And as you walk in, he's already serving a thick, frothy mug of beer to Hammond. And he looks over and he goes, "You one of Hammond friend?"
On seeing this guy, immediately I just like kind of have a step back and kind of hover on my gun to see that he's serving. Like, yeah.
Good, you sit, I serve you drink. You pay, you leave.
Okay. I'm a little surprised to see y'all acting so calm with the explosion that just happened.
The
Down here.
explosion happened all time. This one just got the, gilded asses upstairs a little bit worried. Guarantee you, in the next couple hours, that giant money bag gonna be gone.
Fair enough.
So, Hammond, what you doing here? Who your friends? Will?
Yep, hold on. Tiny cat. Tiny cat! No!
The bartender serves me, I take my drink, and I go to head over to the prostitutes. Start chatting with them.
They're very friendly, especially because they're hoping you're about to pay them. They're just chatting away with you. Several of them are telling you how good they are at playing cards. Several of them are telling you they're really good at singing. One of them tells you she can play the harp better than anyone in the Luxon.
That's lovely, girls. Have y'all had any interesting clients lately?
One of them goes, "I did have a noble recently. One of those gilded assholes came down looking for a spicy time. I told him he wasn't ready, but he wanted it all the same. Not my fault I sent him back up in a body bag.
Oh.
I'm sure he's fine now."
Huh. Okay. No, I've heard. Have y'all heard about any? Well, I'll just get straight to the point. I just got word from Smoker Guild or whatever that they've got themselves.
Yep.
I'm even playing into the character by not knowing these things. It's like by a Smoker Guild charcoal-looking guy, like cigars. You recognize it?
Oh, you ran into a smoke color.
Yeah. Tells me there's a portal down further here in this town.
Yeah, we've heard that they're trying to bring another revolution up our way.
Right. I'm trying to actually sort of stop that. And my little friend over there, gesturing to Hammond, is none too certain on where to go around here in town. So I'm kind of, I need to ask the locals such as yourself.
Interrogating him now, can we?
I didn't hear that clearly.
Well, we can't exactly go interrogating him now, can we?
No, we can't, but I don't know if we would have been able to even grab the fumy son of a bitch.
One of the girls goes. One of the girls goes, "Why can't you talk to him? They're usually pretty chatty."
Smokers? Oh, this one was plenty chatty. I stopped that though. I heard everything I needed to hear. Now I just need to know where to get where they are.
Easy. About 15 more floors and you'll find their den.
Okay. Could you direct me to the nearest staircase, elevator? I don't know how your place works.
Like, there's a gondola 2 floors down.
Okay. Thank you. I finished my drink. Put a bead for my payout on the bar for the tender next to the.
You see the alien take it and eats it immediately.
And I look from his face to his stomach like, are you... What?
What? If they come, I need to make sure I can ward them off. The girls, they shoot first, ask question later. I make sure to keep the idiots safe before they all die to their gunfire.
See? Don't worry, these surfacers are just a little bit slow. Except for that one, he's electric. Some kind of
over at
skin
you.
condition.
He like looks at the patterns, and you watch as he like does this triangular motion in his hand, and then he like kind of bows to Calm and just goes, "Touched one."
You know, some say that lightning struck me once. I say lightning was lucky to touch me.
He just kind of nods, and you just hear him go, "Wise words, wise words. I shall speak them next time I am at Moot."
Okay.
And
I start heading out and just looking for the way down to get to this gondola the girls told me about.
okay, do the rest of you follow?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll follow.
It's not terribly difficult. You do find some stairs that go down, and you get to the gondola. As you're getting to as you're approaching the gondola, you hear some gunfire. Coming from above, and you watch as a guy, which you can recognize his face, kind of. One of the people that came down with you just gets thrown over the edge, and he just watches his body just fall past you and just disappear into the smoke. And then you just hear a voice, "I tried to warn you. If you try to stiff them, they're going to kill you. I do you favor by giving you long drop instead of torture." And then you just hear the voice go away.
Hmm. That's okay. I regret coming to this town.
I regret not being able to search that man's pockets before he was tossed into the abyss. Might have been something good in those pockets.
300 coin and a bag of 50 glass seeds. Hammond's looking at retirement right now. A few more people die.
Either way, whichever way, I say we hustle.
Yeah, no, because
Get out of here.
yeah, agreed. On comment from Hammond, I like just do like 1, 2, 3, 4 check to make sure my 4 core items, my hat, my right, my left shooters, and my wallet set are all still on me and everything. We head on over, just get to the gondola and get ourselves moving further down. Because at this point, having been a part of the fight against the aliens that were the apocalyptic event, not interested in having them come back in any way, even if some humanoid idea has the asshat idea of trying to ally with these people for synergizing genetics with ether or anything like this. No. I'm of a mind to carpet bomb this whole situation.
Yeah, you guys get into the gondola, and as you're about to like kind of shut the gate, you hear a woman's voice go, "Pardon, would you mind holding that for us?"
And I look to see who it is.
It's the woman from before.
Does she have all of her men with her?
Yep.
Is there someone monitoring this gondola, or is it just self-driven?
You get in, you pull a lever, and it just starts taking you down.
Is there enough room in this thing for her and her gang and us?
It can hold like 50 people.
Oh, okay, it's a big old thing. It's a big old gondola. Alrighty. So, all right, friend. We got room on here for you. I just rest my hand on the 6-shooter.
She kind of comes in, and the guy is coming with her. You can see the guys are now wearing like the same apparatus that she was, or that she is, and you can see their eyes are also glowing blue now. And she goes, "That was mighty gentlemanly of you. I do declare you are fantastic, sir. I don't believe we introduced our names, though."
Arthur.
She goes, "Serene."
Pleasure. I pull the
Lady
lever.
Serene.
I pull the lever.
As you guys start going down, you see the big muscular guys are just staring at Colm, just like... And Colm, you feel an immediate spike in energy. Like, you can feel it permeating all around you. It's almost like a magnetic field is now kind of trying to circle you, and your own magnetic field is like pushing against it. And you can... go ahead.
I whisper to these two, "I feel the energy moving again. I think it's one of these big guys."
You think one of them are what? Are they lightning guys like you, or what?
Serene just goes, "Don't you mind them. They're just on a new diet," and she just pats their stomach.
What's the mask you got on, hon?
Oh, it's called an aether mask. It allows me to turn raw aether into a liquid format and drink it, as our once grand forefathers used to do in order to produce energies and the like.
So can you turn on a light bulb, or?
Oh, I can do more than just turn on a light bulb, sweetheart. And she snaps her fingers and the whole gondola stops. She goes, "I got the power of energy just coming right off my fingertips." And she snaps again and it starts going again. She goes, "Your friend here looked like he has gotten himself a mighty fine dose of aether. I don't know how, but whatever the process, it doesn't look like it was terribly pleasurable."
We're both looking at Colm, I trust.
She is like 100% trying to ignore Hammond at all costs.
Do I actually? I'd like to. Do I draw to notice that? Can I draw to notice if she's actually like? If I notice that she's kind of like just almost ignoring his presence in a way?
Yeah, go for it.
Alrighty, that's a 7.
Oh yeah, she's ignoring it, not in a way that's like, I don't want to be like. This is 100%. She thinks looking at Hammond, you're like, oh, she thinks he's ugly. Like 100%,
Right.
she's giving him like this disgusting look. Like, oh,
Right.
I can't believe I'm in this
Hmm.
thing with a goblin. Colm, what were you saying? Sorry.
I'll just tell the story. Yeah, I was transporting a large amount of aether out in what you would call the boondocks, and then I was struck by lightning as I was sorting it. It all kind of became one. I woke up 3 months later.
And she goes, my. Have you ever tried ingesting the aether?
Not since then.
Hmm.
You might find it's quite enjoyable, especially since you seem to have gotten yourself a little bit juiced by it.
Hmm.
The gondola gets to the base, and she offloads, and she kind of goes, I'm gonna head and get a little closer look at that spire coming out of the center. You all be on your way now, and don't mind me. Don't worry, we not enemies. Hopefully we continue to keep meeting up as friends.
I would agree the same. You stay safe around that spire, dear.
And she just kind of tips her hat to you and walks, with the 4 guys following her, walks out towards the spire.
I started heading off in kind of the other direction. Because, yeah, the girls didn't give me much other, but I have... What did they give me? It was levels down like we went, and then I'm gonna have to just sort of peruse around here, it feels like, to figure out if there was any tracking them to wherever their sort of base is here for the smoke squad,
Yep.
pretty much.
Go ahead and all of you draw a card to see if you can locate or at least tell where the smoke collars might be from.
That's
Okay.
9.
And that's a 3.
4, 3, and 9. Excellent.
Okay.
So, you looking around, Hammond, you continue to just kind of be this general encyclopedia of knowledge, as it just randomly like pops into your head occasionally, and you can now recall, not super clearly, but you know there's a large red brick building nearby. It's got a lot of metal strapped to it in random places, kind of holding it in place. And a lot of the smoke collars, it's about a 3-story building, and a lot of the smoke collars kind of call that their base of operations.
Mm.
And it's not too far from the gondola. You would probably, since you know what to look for, you could probably see it. The other 2 have no idea. They're looking around. They've got no clue what this building is or where it might be hiding.
All right. I will, basically seeing Arthur looking around, tap him on the
Hip.
side of the leg rather than shoulder, and just kind of like point in that direction.
Okay, Mom. What's there?
Oh, well, if my current memory is doing me right, I think that might be our destination.
Okay. I check the revolver chambers, double check I've got a bead round prepped in my lefty, and
Okay.
start heading that direction, but kind of in a roundabout way to try to start scouting around it.
As you guys are making your way there, go ahead and draw another card. This is going to be to see how well you guys notice what's going on around that building.
Well,
Okay.
you know, that's a 3.
5.
Okay. Yeah. Hammond, you're not really sure. Arthur, you're looking around and you can see no people, but you do see some odd wisps, like smoke seems to kind of stay in certain places. Colm, that feeling of energy is back again, and you can just feel it. Like all of it is radiating towards the building. There's just a huge mass of it. And like you get this sense, you're not 100% sure, but you get the sense there's probably a good dozen or so of those smoke collars inside of that building. And I will say, given that you've already seen kind of what they're capable of, you get the impression this isn't one of those times you're going to want to just go in guns blazing. But saying that, you do see a group of individuals of around 8 coming from the opposite direction. And you do recognize, all of you recognize some of them as the faces of the people that were
A part of the initial
that
search
came
party.
with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you see that they're getting ready, and as they're getting close, they've got their weapons with them, they've got all their stuff going on. And you see as they kind of like are sneaking out, they're not moving in like a mob, they're moving in like kind of like a tactical unit. It's very disorganized, but they're getting behind
There's a
things.
general,
They're hiding.
It's a general disorganized sort of line of people like slowly encroaching, yeah.
But they're making sure to hide behind things, and as they're getting closer, you can see all those wisps of smoke you noticed before suddenly materialize, and you see about 8 of these kind of smoke collars, all of them looking different. And you can see they kind of it looks like the mob hasn't noticed them, but you see these smoke collars seem to like drift in, and they've hidden themselves perfectly, and they're just kind of hiding behind pillars, behind barrels, behind sandbags, because the building itself is pretty well fortified. It's got sandbags all around it. It's got carts tipped over. It looks like a fortress, and then it's got all those metal plates just kind of slapped together, it looks like holding the building together, but it also looks like intentionally, rather than just like a 1-inch steel plate, these are like 6 inches to a foot thick in some places, looking like it might also be armor as well. And you can see other faces of glowing, coal-burning eyes in some of the windows of the building, just looking out, looking towards the mob. And you see one of the mob people kind of yell back, and they say, "We're gonna need the rest." And you see, out of the 15 that came with you, you see only one other guy kind of limp forward. Hammond, you would recognize this as your barkeep's handiwork. He probably touched one of the girls and probably got a kneecap broken, as that's the kind of the what happens when you do that. The other guy got thrown off, and so now it's just down to these 9. And then Serene and those 4 guys that she grabbed earlier, they're off experimenting. So as far as it looks like, it seems pretty evenly matched, except they don't know what a smoke collar is capable of, and you do. And as you guys get to this, like you're kind of creeping up, and you haven't been noticed. You watch as this giant mass of people, well, not mass, but like these 9 people immediately start opening fire on the smoke collars, and just random bots of fire. No one's really aiming. They're just kind of shooting in the general direction, hoping to hit things. And you see the smoke collars are just kind of looking at each other, just kind of giggling a little bit, just like and like you see a few bullets like fly through a couple of them. And after a few seconds, you watch as they all drift up smoke pistols and just start fanning as quickly as possible. But normally, Arthur, where you'd have to like reload, they seem to be able to infinitely fan. And it's just a constant barrage of fire. And no one's been hit yet. But they are like now hiding and huddling, trying not to get shot. And as this is all happening, this gives you guys the opportunity. And before we kind of close it out here, I want to have you guys do one more pull, and we're going to use this going into the next game to see how stealthy you get.
Queen. Ooh.
That's an 8.
We're
Ace.
all three of us are super stealthy right now.
Yeah. You guys with those, you guys are able to easily. You're like they're distracted. No one's watching us. Those people are not gonna live till to see tomorrow.
I want to track.
And- Yep.
if that girl with the 6-shooter ether pistol is in that. Is she a part of that group of 9 people that approached?
Are you talking about Serene? She had the rifle.
No. Serene was the rifle girl.
Oh,
Is-
yes.
There was another girl that had a 6-shooter version of my single shot ether pistol.
Yes, she has she is there. And she's just kind of huddled in a next to a barrel and praying. It looks like not to get hit.
Okay, so I note that, and I'm like, cool.
Okay.
I'll get that gun later. I want to go. I want to see what's inside this house.
Excellent. And with that, you guys are able to sneak up around the side entrance and get to the front or get to the side door.
Awesome. So Arthur, Colm, Hammond. We were rounding sort of. I think we were starting to figure out going to the backside of the shed shack house to see if we could flank in and try to get in there and sort of. It's because I think we're between figuring out what's going on and just quelling the disturbance so that there's not like an implosion of ether that gases and kind of kills the whole area.
Right. So you're about to take on the smoke callers.
Yes. Yeah. I gasped one.
Yeah. So you there was a mob outside the gas collars, the smoke collars, and they were trying to take them on, but they were getting beaten back. You guys used that opportunity and snuck up behind the area, the building, and the building again, just to describe it, is a red brick building with large sections of it open to the elements with metal plates kind of holding it in place to kind of keep the building from completely falling apart. So it's got big sections of metal, thick brick, so it's kind of a fortress. And
it's kind of been rebuilt repeatedly.
Yeah. And then the smoke collars, that's their base of operations. And you learned after your confrontation with the other smoke collar that they intentionally were trying to get this crystal, the aether crystal that had exploded, to grow upwards because they're hoping to destroy the coal dome or the coal barrier.
Yeah, because there's like a explosion, multiply, and then explode more relative property with the aether.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so you guys have come to try and stop the smoke collars from enacting that plan.
Yes. Okay. I was tracking that fight and tracking the girl that had the multi-shot aether rifle, I believe. Because I definitely wanted
part of that mob.
She was?
She wasn't.
She wasn't? Okay, I thought she was. Okay.
That was the woman that had the 4 guys you rode down on the
Okay, I thought there was another woman, like a girl in
yeah.
That had because that older woman, I pictured her as an older woman, the older matriarch woman with the 4 mobsters or whatnot. She had a rifle, like a standard rifle or something like that, and because she rode on the tram with us. But I swore there was another group of bandits or whatnot that had a girl that had a multi-shot, a series of shots as opposed to just a single shot, revolver.
Yeah.
That
she
I
had
for
a lever action or something like that.
Yeah, maybe something like that. Yeah, that'd be dope. Yeah, a lever action aether rifle would be dope.
Yeah.
So I've at least been. I remember her as being there because I made that comment. Tracking that because if she goes down, I'm gonna go over and snatch that thing. If we could sneak it. I want to look around and see what points of access, because there's got to be a back door on the back side of this, or even a window, even though it's kind of fortified. What can we generally see as potential entry points into the back of this building?
So yeah, the best way to describe this is the way you got there. You have gone down a small alleyway that's just kind of not super close by, but like close enough that you can see the building still. There's what looks like a line of shops and like buildings that
Right.
people live in.
So this is
And
kind
you
of like
guys-
a somewhat densely packed, like underground town city situation. So it's alleys, it's streets, it's cart-sized streets, pretty much.
right, and then there's the railing that
Mhm.
if you peek over, you'll stare down all the way to, well, as far as you can stare down into black smoke that stretches down further and further and further into the mines below.
Yeah, yeah.
And so the building in front of it has like a bunch of metal cans and like sandbags and wooden barricades kind of generally put up to it, making it more and more of a fortress. The mob came from the opposite direction you guys did and was starting to fight, but they were very quickly outgunned and outclassed, as you guys found the smokers have a tendency not to go down with conventional fire. And the girl that you saw with the lever action pistol that was shooting aether rounds, not quite as powerful as yours. Yours are pretty potent. Hers were more like a 22 almost.
Yeah.
And so when they were striking them, the smoke collars, they weren't going down, but they were definitely not wanting to be hit by it. So they've taken cover. And the rest of the mob is like trying to figure out and scramble to figure out what to do next. And they're kind of gotten bogged down. And she just keeps on popping out every now and then and taking pot shots where she can, hoping
Can I identify if there's anyone that's coordinating this sort of attack, or does it look like the smokers are kind of just doing their own thing as they all go out as a general?
The mob has no guidance. The smoke collars, though, they've only got like 8 guys out there. And then there's probably a couple more, probably about an equal amount that are still in the building itself.
Right.
They're not a numerous kind of group. There's usually not a whole lot of smoke collars. People don't generally willingly convert themselves into these things.
I imagine it's an extremely painful process.
Yeah, and so you're assuming there's probably about an equal number, maybe fewer, inside the building itself. But there doesn't seem to be anyone currently calling shots. They're just taking up positions and they're firing back at the crowd.
Okay. So is there like a back entry door that we can see?
Go ahead and draw.
Draw 4. That is rankings of pokers, of poker hands. And that is a jack.
Nice. Yeah. You find there is a back door. It's not like a thick door. It looks more like someone has placed up some pieces of wood on the external section of it that are kind of like barring it almost, but they're on the outside. They're not on the inside holding the door up. It looks like the door was put into place and they just kind of nailed it in place on one side. You're assuming there's probably like 1 or 2 boards on the other side as well, also nailed into place, and it's just kind of like slotted into the door frame itself. It doesn't actually have any like hinges or latches.
Okay. How sturdy is this thing?
Oh, not sturdy at all. Like it was made up from whatever reclaimed pieces they could find.
Hey, Colm. Can you like shimmy this thing out of here?
Shimmy. No. Rip. Probably.
Can you rip it without being too loud? Is there still gunfire in the background?
Oh, 100%. It hasn't stopped.
Okay, yeah. It's like, rip. Please.
Okay, yeah, I'll go up and I'll grab it and I'll just go to tear it off.
Okay, go ahead and draw it for me.
Also a jack.
Ooh.
Nice. Okay. So you just kind of like, well, like how would Colm go about this? Like, would he just like grab it, or would he use some of his kind of unusual abilities?
Not really unusual abilities, but he's gonna grab it in an unusual way. He goes and kind of leans up against the wall and just kind of sticks his hand in between kind of like he's leaning up, trying to flirt with somebody, and he starts flirting with the wall.
Okay. You
Like, hey, how's it going? And then just rip it off.
excellent. Yeah, you begin to kind of flirt with this wall. And as you do, you kind of just slide your hand in between the boards. And as you do, the metal nails holding it in place, due to your like electrical powers, you kind of create like a magnetic field that kind of pushes the nails out, causing them to kind of like fall slightly. And you just easily just kind of move the door frame and all. You just kind of like put your hand in and just like push it. And you, the rest of you, just watch as like several boards just kind of seemingly, without really resisting, just fall down onto the ground. They make a little bit of a clatter, but not a very loud one.
I start peeking in, checking.
Yeah.
Looks like it's entirely dark. There's no lighting in the building like at all, on account of these smokers. I guess they just don't need a lot of sight to see. I've never encountered these before, coming from like out of town. But the entire building is just like black. There was no light coming out of the windows. There's no light coming in, so we were walking into like a pitch black situation. So granting that, Hammond, I'm afraid to ask.
Yeah.
Do you have a light?
What kind of light do you mean? Like a light, like get you a cigarette, light like my headlamp.
That one, headlamp.
Okay. And he will flip up a portion of his shell into just a classic old-fashioned miner's headlamp.
Combs sitting there, and all of a sudden, like he just kind of taps the shell, and you watch as like a small band just kind of like, and then a light, and like it's not even electronic. It's like a little candle that just kind of pops up, lights up, and it's mirrored on the back, so it just shines forward.
I have a sigh of relief that it's literally just that and nothing else.
What?
I'm sure he has other things in there.
Oh, I know he does. So I start picking around, looking around, trying to see if I can figure out the layout of at least this first floor. Because we're kind of coming in on the back end of this. So we've coming through this little closet. We've now, and there's kind of an open floor plan, and there's not really much else going on. I see like a table set, I think, as Hammond's like waddling in behind me. I'm trying to check my instincts, see if is there anyone in here, any smokers in here, or anything like that.
So, there is, as far as you can tell, there is not a smoker in here. But you hear shuffling. No one on this level. Like, you guys are looking around. The light is not the brightest, but it is shining easily through. There's not like a massive buildup of smoke down here, but it's a little kind of smoky and muggy. But you can hear the sound as the ceiling above you is just made out of wood. So you can hear as like someone's stepping down, you can hear the creaking of wood. And it sounds, at least there's a few footsteps, few footfalls. So you're assuming there's at least a few people upstairs. As you kind of
count how many pairs of footsteps I'm hearing?
Yeah, go ahead and draw a card.
Ooh, we're doing very well.
Nice. Yeah, you're assuming you're probably hearing about 4 different distinct footfalls.
That sounds like 4 of them upstairs, you two.
And as you guys kind of come in this room, like you came in through the side door, you look in and remember the front door wasn't just a singular door. It was like kind of like a larger open door for like carts to come in and out of. So that door is completely wide open and you can clearly see the 8 smokers out there that are just firing back. You see one of them is currently on the ground, writhing. As you can see, he's probably taken a few shots from that other person's aether weapon, and you can see that like around the shoulder blade where he's been hit at least probably 2 or 3 times has started to kind of crystallize slightly in this kind of prismatic color that's like kind of translucent on the body.
So, like,
And he's
was it
just
like clear crystal kind of in a way, as opposed to the like? Because it sounded like the
like,
aether when it crystallized was like a distinct color.
yeah, so it's like a very prismatic, so multicolored kind of rainbowish
Right, right.
in nature. And so
Okay.
it's very like it has that same color and it's very translucent. So the wound is see-through. And he's like gripping it. And you can see that it's slowly kind of taking effect on him. And he's just kind of like and like trying to move back. And he's got two of his buddies pulling him, and they're now being a little more wary as they're going
Right.
back and forth firing at the crowd. And you can see you can't get like a great vantage point, but the four of you do, or sorry, the three of you do absolutely see that the people have kind of like figured out, and you can see that like while the people are not great, and the old man Hammond, you're watching as people are grabbing raw ether and yeeting it over their overhand, and like it's crashing on the floor. Hammond, you're pretty knowledgeable about this stuff and know for 100% sure that like you don't usually want to touch raw aether. It's not a very fun compound to just handle. It kind of acts like a demon core almost, with the radiation that can kind of emanate from it. Just not usually to the effect where it harms people around it, but if you touch it, you're kind of asking for trouble.
Yeah. There's a reason I wear this shell.
And so like you can see them doing this, and you watch as people do it, and like people's hands begin to like mutate. Some random poor schmuck, you can see he's got like 4 arms growing out of his elbow now. He's like freaking out. You can see another guy, suddenly his eyes are just have this immense glow just permeating out from inside of them, as he's just like trying to figure out. You see like smoke coming out. And they're kind of like in this panic. And now the smoke callers are also like freaking out because people are throwing raw aether at them, and they're just like, "What the heck is going on? Why we're not really ready to handle crazy at the moment." But so now they're kind of being wary as they don't those aether sections of crystal are now kind of like laying all over in front of the building like caltrops. And so now the smoke callers are being very careful not to just like inadvertently step on one of these and potentially get
Right.
the same treatment the one friend is.
It's
currently
almost
showing.
like they've set up radioactive marbles underneath these smoke
Yep.
colors.
Pretty much.
Fantastic. There's elephant feet everywhere, but really small ones.
Exactly.
Then, with that, I want to get upstairs where we hear the footsteps.
Okay. So yeah, Colm, you kind of lead the charge, and you guys are you going up stealthily, or are you trying to be just directly confrontational?
Directly confrontational in that I want to get there as soon as possible. I'm probably not even taking the stairs. I am jumping straight up.
Oh, okay, yeah. Go ahead and draw for me then. And what is Hammond and Arthur doing?
I was looking for the stairs to see if I could sneak my way up to keep like kind of doing a reconnaissance situation, because I know I'm gonna have to like pace myself, because I don't know if Hammond or Colm have like anything against these guys. Because I think good slung lead should have handled the first guy we encountered, but I guess I had to resort to the ether. So I was looking for the regular stairs.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and draw, and you can take kind of a stealthy approach.
Yeah, it's a 7.
Ace, 7,
Okay.
nice. Okay.
So Colm on his yeet is gonna go very well.
and Hammond, how about you?
Okay, so just so we're clear, I'm basically like an aether miner, right?
Yep.
And the floor is now scattered with tiny little bits of aether.
Yeah,
outside.
little
Outside
fragments.
in the fight. Maybe some has probably trickled into the main room that we're at the backside, since we're on the backside of the house. But there's probably like shards of aether, little bits that have come in from it being yeeted by the mob that's attacking the smoke collars that are out in the front
Cool.
yard, if you say, of like this street set.
I am going to reach into my shell and retrieve a vacuum cleaner. And I am going to begin vacuuming the aether.
Okay. Absolutely. Yeah. Go ahead and draw for me.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. And I have, that is an 8 of diamonds.
You coming up with us, Hammond, or you just gonna keep cleaning the ether?
Oh, look at all this ether. I'm gonna be able to buy so many ice creams.
My audio working?
They're just throwing it around, the fools. Also, tell the big guy not to touch it, or he will mutate into some sort of horrible beast.
Hold on. There we go. Okay.
Sound off that again, sorry.
Yeah, I was
Oh.
saying, don't let the big guy touch any of that. He will mutate into a giant horrible beast.
The big guy?
Yeah, where'd he
Cole.
go?
And yeah, as Arthur, you're heading up the stairs to do reconnaissance. Hammond is immediately just got this kind of weird looking contraption that seems to just pull the bits of fragmented aether directly to him, which is, wild. You've never seen a vacuum before. So you're just like watching as it's just like sucking the aether, and you're like, oh, that's interesting. That's cool. Horrifying. And you just watch as you're about halfway up the stairs, about to kind of like peek over, take an eyeful of what's going on there, and you see the four guys are like arguing, and they're like, you hearing this, or like, you can hear them arguing like, it shouldn't have taken this long. We should have already been able to, like, get the thing moving again. That we don't have any more people that we can use to try and like shatter it up further. Like we need to figure out what's happening before someone shuts the gate on the 10th floor, because then we are not getting out of here. And so and they're just gonna completely cleanse all the floors down to the mine itself, and we can't afford to lose that many people. And so they're kind of in this panic. As you're getting there to like peek over and like get a beat on them,
Like around the corner at the top of the stairs and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, Colm, you watch just like on the ground. You can hear the sudden charge in the air as you look at his feet. Again, he has bare feet, and you can see that like the ground kind of melts almost, like the metal that's on the floor begins to melt, and you can see like the metal just slightly away from him. It has like a white hot tint to it, and you can see like that electrical energy kind of charges up through his body, and he just launches himself straight into the floorboards, pops out in front of all four of these guys, and you just see like his energy is like crackling off of him. And Colm, what do you do as soon as you like pop out before, and like you've completely surprised these guys, so I will allow you to draw a card and increase its suit by 1.
Okay. I want to grab the nearest guy and throw him off the ledge towards the little bits on the floor.
All right. Okay, go ahead and draw. And then just increase the suit by 1, so that's a king. Nice. So, yeah, you pop up. Again, Arthur, you're watching this as Colm just rockets himself up, busts through, doesn't even like stop. He's grabbed a guy kind of hovering in the air. You watch with one hand, just picks him up, and he doesn't even really toss him so much as like he puts him in front of him. His hand goes into a palm, and you just watch as an arc of power transfer from the palm of his hand into this guy's chest. And the dude is yeeted out of the brick wall. There's no window. He just goes through a wall. And you just hear a clanking sound as he hits the ground and screaming a few seconds later. Hammond, You also see this
I
man.
comment to myself after that happens, like, you can grab them?
Hammond, a few seconds later, you see this guy just come falling out of the sky, clattering to the ground. He lands on a bunch of the aether and immediately starts to crystallize, and just is having a really bad day. And you now are looking at a whole bunch of smoke collars that are looking at him, and they are now all looking at you, trying to figure out who is the old man just randomly picking up a bunch of this aether on the ground.
Old man with a Dyson. What's going on?
What does Hammond do at this moment?
Well, are they looking at him with aggression?
I'll say they're just looking at you with confusion. You seem to be trying to help them because you're vacuuming up the thing that is potentially dangerous to them. So they're kind of like, is that on our side, or
Are we
is
paying
it-
for this? Like,
like
Also,
it's
tell
more
them
about, like,
hold up a
are
hand,
you?
give him a little wave. Don't mind me, sons. I'm just the janitor. Have this out of your way in a jiffy.
Go ahead and draw for me.
are there still bullets like whizzing by as well? Like just attempted cover fire, even though they know it doesn't work.
I imagine one pings off my shell every couple of seconds. Oh,
Every
boy,
now and then.
That's a 2.
2.
Oh no!
Yeah. These guys, like, you're like, we don't have a jet. And like they're looking around. One guy takes a shot to the head from that lady with the aether
22.
pistol thing.
Yeah.
And you just see like he immediately drops to the ground. The rest of them take this as like your distraction, and they just pull out their revolvers, turn on you, and they just start immediately fanning their weapons at you, and just like an overwhelming amount of gunfire is heading towards you. Do you do anything to try and defend yourself or run? What's your plan?
I am going to activate my emergency maneuver and duck into my shell. All in, just
All right. Yeah, you've like into the shell. It closes up around you, and you guys just hear a lot of like ping, 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 like just angry hornets smacking into a glass wall. You just it doesn't sound great, but it doesn't sound like anyone's in danger yet. Arthur, you've just watched Colm yeet a man through a wall. The other three are very just like, what do we do? And it's very slow motion right now. What do you do in this particular case as you're coming up the stairs?
So I'm hearing him getting fired at or whatnot. I like more or less throw all precaution out the wind. I come around and I basically jump into line of sight of this. Or more or less, I'm trying to like peek around, and I just take a quick shot with the ether gun, just attempt to pop the nearest one to me in the head with my pistol.
On the
first floor where Hammond is. On the first floor where Hammond is.
Okay,
like
on the first floor.
I hear that. I hear like the bit of conversation because I'm in that transition area. Like, because it feels like this would be came in big room and there's like a corner staircase.
Yeah.
At the corner of the thing. So I've been kind of like in this transition, seeing upstairs into the other main room, and then being able to hear kind of downstairs into the front, right in front of the building where Hammond is, being just vacuuming the ether, and hearing sort of conversation like, who the fuck is this guy? And then hearing all the revolvers turn, click, and start pinging. So I have yeeted myself down the stairs, swing around, and I'm attempting to time it with when they like hit their 6 shots across all of them to come out and at least get like my one ether shot off.
All right, go ahead and draw for it.
Ooh, that's a 3.
3. Yeah, you don't quite nail one in the head, but you do get one guy kind of like a grazing shot on his arm, and you can see it starts to crystallize. They've now like trying to figure out. They've stopped looking at Hammond. They're looking over at you, going, "Is that the guy that threw our friend through a wall?" and they immediately start
Who
turning.
are all
and
these
start
strangers
trying
in
to-
our house?
Right? So they start fanning at you, trying to fire multiple shots. What do you do to try and flee, duck, and cover?
I'm pure Herman, so I am dodging and rolling. I'm trying to get behind the table from earlier and just drop that to like try to give me a barrier piece.
Go ahead and draw it again for me.
Oh, it's a 5.
5. Luckily, you get behind the table, but you are now like pinned down.
Yes.
You and Hammond are just in a crazy amount of line of sight. I will say, however, you've taken a lot of the pressure off of the mob, who seems to be trying to reorganize themselves. Colm, you've taken out one guy. The other 3 guys are now like scrambling to figure out for the life of them what to do, because you not only did you just touch one of them, you grabbed him and yeeted him. That's not supposed to happen to them. They're a little unsure of what to make of that. And so they immediately, like, one goes for a Bowie knife, the other 2 just grab whatever they've got, a bottle, one grabs like a table leg, and they just are immediately going to try and attack you. What is Colm's prerogative here?
Holm is going to accept their attacks, but he's going to go up to the one with the knife, put his arm around his shoulder, say, "Hey," and then try to close the arm around the neck.
Okay, go ahead and draw. We'll do a counter draw. Ooh, we tied.
7.
A 7 as well.
And that was which was it? What was the suit? It was 7 clubs versus 7 diamonds. Yeah. So under old rules, diamonds was bottom because spades was top. So it had gone
Yep.
spades, hearts, clubs, diamonds. So that actually would go in favor marginally to Michael, to the smoke ring.
Yeah. So you get your hand around him, and he is kind of taken aback. As again, you're touching him. That's not supposed to happen. It's a really weird experience for him, and he just kind of takes the knife. He's not going to be able to stab you because you're kind of right there, and he's not sure what to do. But he's going to try. You don't quite close around him. You look like you're just his pal at the moment, and the other 2 guys, again, kind of confused at this because you just yeeted one guy through a wall, and now you're acting like they're one of their buddies and you were like great friends. And they're not really sure how to respond to that. They just pulled a 2. And so they're going to opt in to believe that their buddy has betrayed them. And he drew a knife not to attack you, but to attack them. And so they're now kind of both going after you and him. And you watch as they, instead of pulling out, like, instead of the one that has like the bottle, realizing he can't really fight the other smoke collar, you see that he pulls out a little clothed item and unwraps it, and it's just raw aether. It's just this prismatic crystal wrapped in cloth and leather, and he's just holding it, and he's like kind of squaring up to try and stab this guy, and the other one has got the big table leg, and he's just going to swing on you. And then you got an ace. So he absolutely cracks you over the head. You big old gash on the side of your head. You kind of woozily fall to the side, and you are at the moment unsure of your surroundings.
Can I see anything? Because the table, let's say the table is center of the bottom room.
Sure, we'll
and
see. He jumped up nearby.
Yeah, like how much can I sort of see? Well, I'm just pinned down, taking fire. How much can I?
Also, you can see it kind of like a vertical kind of angle, like 45-degree angle. So you can see the guy with the prismatic knife, looking like the aether knife, looking like he's going for it. The guy with the Bowie knife that you attack, he got a queen, and so he takes the knife and just throws it at the one smoke collar, and it slams into the prismatic knife. And let's see here. Yeah, I've got a 7. That knife is going to go ahead and, unlucky for the guy, it falls down, and Arthur, you just watch as this thing just like slams onto the ground and clatters. It's not next to you. It's like 2 or 3 feet away, but it's like on the ground right now that you can see it.
Does he either have like a handle on it at all since he was able to hold it raw, or
Yeah,
is it just still like is the cloth acting like a handle for him?
It's got cloth wrapped around one end of it with leather, so it's like a
Okay.
leather handle thing.
Okay.
But Hammond, so you're in your shell. You're still getting fanned on with these bullets. You can hear that there's a bunch of commotion happening. What is your plan now that you're in your turtle?
Okay. I've got a few things in here, including a single stick of dynamite. Hmm. Hmm.
I'd like to imagine that Hammond is in this turtle shell, and it's a lot roomier than it looks like it is.
Yeah.
And he's got like shelving.
Oh yeah, it just kind of looks like an apartment, like he's currently walking around inside the shell, messing with the shelves.
Yes,
Let's see.
he's got TARDIS
Help.
technology.
No. All right. So the shell is not currently constantly pinging, right? Let up for the moment.
Like you're still getting pinged at, but like they've kind of loosely ignored you because nothing's happening, and Arthur seems to be the greater threat. And so
They still
they're
the pressure also coming from the mob as well, or is the mob still reorganizing themselves?
they're reorganized. There's still pot shots coming from them, but they're not in direct line of sight anymore.
Right. Okay.
And so Hammond, you're not like out of the fire, but you're definitely not being the main point of conflict. Arthur is currently watching as the table he's hiding behind is getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Okay. How far away from these people am I?
I will say they're about like 20, 30 feet-ish.
Okay.
And Arthur's probably like 10, 15 feet behind you.
I am going to attempt to solid snake my way closer to them.
All right. We've got your cardboard box in the form of a turtle shell, and you're just going to slowly move it. How does the turtle shell move?
Like nails on a chalkboard.
So does Hammond put like his arms and legs out and like drag it forward, or does he have like a propulsion method?
Yeah, no, he's basically got a tiny motor in it.
All right.
If you've ever
Like
seen a horseshoe crab move.
Okay. So kind of like that. All right.
But
Yeah.
it sounds like nails on a chalkboard as it goes across raw earth. Like
Yes.
Yeah, it takes one step every couple of seconds and just
Gotcha. So the little motor turns on, and like you two can now hear this kind of.
I can't even actually make the sound. I think my system can catch it. Like it's not coming through on Discord.
Yeah, and you start to slowly move forward. The noise is grating, and it kind of like all the bullets stop.
I peeked through like one of the bullet holes in the table. Like what the?
Yeah, pretty much. Like you're looking through one of the holes, and you just see this turtle shell just slowly dragging itself on the ground. You're not exactly sure how, but it's like it's moving towards the smoke collars, and the smoke collars at this point are like, what is going on, and why is this thing all of a sudden like moving? And there's this like your guys' best asset apparently is confusion, because you're just causing a lot of it. And it's starting to really benefit you. But yeah, you're gonna try and move this. And what is your end goal with getting it closer?
If I can get to within 10 feet of them,
Okay.
I'll make my next move. Am I
Okay.
Do I get that far?
I will say, let's see, let's draw for it. That is a 2. So
Okay.
they
The four.
yeah, they absolutely just move on towards you. Like you're not really making a whole lot of headway, but they're confused by what's going on. They like start kind of getting closer. Two of them are still trained on the table watching for Arthur, but the rest of them, there's only 6 left. As one guy is currently writhing in pain. One guy got headshot. The other one that's looking at the table is the one that you grazed earlier, and he's got a friend. So that leaves 4 of them that are kind of like now they're within like 2 or 3 feet of your shell, and they're just kind of like you can actually hear someone like take their boot and kick it, trying to figure out what's going on with this.
That shakes the shelves inside. You know.
Yeah, just like
Yep. It knocked over my. And I will pop open a little hatch in the shell, stick out the vacuum cleaner, and put it on reverse.
Go ahead and draw for me.
Okay, let's see. That is a jack.
Nice. Yeah. You flip the reverse, and they're like see like a little hatch just like like I imagine like it's not like a futuristic thing. It's like literally just like a tiny little like hatch just kind of like and then the hose pops out and you've just like
Oh yeah,
turned it.
you should be thinking Wile E. Coyote with it.
Yes. And they're like, what is this? And then you start blowing it, and you, Arthur, you watch as like one of the guys immediately, you watch as several shards of aether go through his whole form, and this dude turns into pure aether, falls over, and shatters into a million pieces. And suddenly
Does this
the
distract
other guy.
either the guys? Does it distract either the guys that are trained on me?
Yeah, the 2 guys turn and all like
It's at the moment they're distracted by this, I go up to at least shoot one of them in the back of the head with my ether pistol because I've clearly reloaded instead of this time.
Yeah, go for it. Draw on it.
That's a queen.
Nice. Yeah, you pop out, and we'll say you pop out to go grab that knife as well. And you are
I didn't
able.
forget about the knife. I didn't forget about the knife, Michael.
Okay. Okay, fine. Then you pop out. The guy that you've already grazed, you fire a shot, goes through his head, and you also watch as he turns to crystal and shatters. And so now the remaining 4 guys are just like, what do we? Where are we focused? Who are we focusing at? Hammond, you turn the nozzle, and we'll say with that Jack, you got another one, and you watch as a second guy goes down. The other 2 start backing up, and they kind of like start to try and position. So they come into the building so that you can't like hit them. They're now focused on Arthur, and they're just trying to fire at Arthur, causing you to kind of duck back down. They don't really have a good beat on you, and Hammond can't really see them at the moment because they're kind of right up against the walls. So back to we'll switch really quickly back to Colm here. You and your bud, you recovered from the crack to your head. Your bud has knocked the knife that was the most threatening thing to him away, and the other guy that's got the big old board is he's like rearing up, coming running at you to try and hit you again.
Colm is also pulling out his emergency stop.
Okay.
He's going to take one of those aether beads that we were given.
Okay.
We came down here. And he's going to bite down on it.
Okay. Yeah. You bite down on it. Go ahead and roll. Not roll, sorry. Go ahead and draw me 3 cards.
Okay. The first.
Queen. Excellent.
The second.
An 8. Excellent.
And the third.
And a king. Nice. Yeah. Hammond and Arthur, you notice a sudden, intense charge in the air. Almost like the pressure around you has gotten denser. Like the air pressure has grown heavy. And then you have this, like, your ears have a sudden pop to them. As, like, you went up in elevation and then quickly descended. And then the next second, you see this kind of like intense prismatic kind of rainbow-like light shining from the second floor in multiple directions. And Calm, how do you want to describe this like euphoric sudden increase in your power that's suddenly like manifesting in what way for you?
It's just pure lightning running through my body.
Okay.
Prismatic in color, but very lightning behavior.
Well, we'll say just for the added benefit, because you did get those 2 good suits, your body has like transitioned to full on just straight up electrical energy. You are, for all intents and purposes, lightning. Not only that, but you have the reflexes and the speed of lightning. So you are thinking faster than light, reflexes faster than light. You are just ridiculous at the moment, and you have this like immediate sense of like, oh, this is what it feels like to be at my truest power level. The 3 guys don't stand a chance. You are literally you're not even like fighting them. You're walking and realizing that like one step for you takes you potentially like to one wall, and you have to kind of reposition for a second to get your bearings. But you like walk over to one guy, tap him, and you just vaporize. And then it happens to the next guy and the next guy, and just boom, boom, boom. All 3 guys vaporized in an instant. You still got a little bit of energy. What would you like to do with it?
I run out the door,
Okay.
completely forgetting that one step sent me across the room.
Okay. You
So
guys
I'm
watch.
thinking I have to full sprint.
Yeah. You guys watch as an arc of electricity flies down the stairs and past you. It kind of is intense. You see the 4 guys kind of get thrown back. One of them immediately also just vaporizes, and they're kind of like unsure of what's happening. They're on the ground. Hammond, your whole shell, the all the mechanical and electrical systems that might be within it suddenly just are all off the charts. Like your shell got a big old power juice to it. Your vacuum suddenly has a lot more power to it. And Calm, you run into the banister, and it stops you. Luckily, you're able to kind of pull back, but the banister has like a giant melting section, just like dripping down, and the ground next to you as well. And it's a bit this time that like every bit of that power just kind of leaves you, and you're feeling way wiped out. You're just like, wow, that was that was a lot.
That was electrifying.
Arthur, what are you doing as soon as this light passes past you?
I'm like looking around very slowly, like looking back up. Calm. I look over the table to see like I see this turtle shell. It sounds like all 4 or 3 of the 4 that were pretty much about to advance on me have kind of been knocked down. Is that what's happening?
The opposite ends of the room.
Okay, so they're in the room, but they've been like knocked into the corners, kind of Dreas or whatnot.
Yeah.
I run and grab the ether knife, and take a glancing shot at the one that probably got not like whatever one's nearest to me, like the one that's far left. Let's say, is to take a shot, just to keep whittling these fuckers down. Oh, and that's a king.
Oh yeah. He's like getting up, not sure what's going on. The one guy that got thrown, you fire, take him down. There's now just the 2 that were on the right. And like
I'm heading for the back door.
Okay.
Because this feels like it's, even though it's a burger room, it's like such an open situation. I would sooner want to get my distance because I need time to like reload and pocket things. But at least now I've got a close range option as I want to get outside to hold right by the door in case I can get like a quick stab as someone comes out. And trying to plan that out in case both these guys advance on
my exit.
Okay. You make it to the door, and like you're hiding right on the edge of the door just fine. The two guys get up,
Okay.
and Hammond, what are you doing now? You hear like stuff is kind of dulled down. You're not sure why, but all your instruments inside the shell suddenly are off the chart.
Mm.
If so, can I check the sensors to see if I can't see anything? Is there anything around here that's giving off big readings or?
Yeah, go ahead and just draw a card for whatever readings you're able to get.
Let's see. That is also a 4.
Okay. Your sensors don't seem to like know what's happening. As far as you're concerned, the energy was there and now it's not, and you're not sure what caused it, but there's a sudden drastic spike. You also hear a lot less gunfire, like a substantially less amount of it.
All right. In that case, I will go ahead and poke my head out to see how everything's going.
Yeah, you poke your head out, and there's a trail of like melted metal and kind of almost glass-like stuff going on. That is the best way to put it. It looks like just like a line where someone either ran or walked. You're not sure, but it starts up at the stairs and it's burned all the way down the stairs, or like through stone onto the metal foundation, and then past your shell. Your shell even has a little bit of a melted point on one of the thicker parts of the armor. And then it stops, and you see Calm just sitting on the ground, just kind of like looking completely wiped. And you see two of the smoke collars have been like thrown, and couldn't see them before. They're really confused, and they've just kind of like walked into the center of the room. And you don't see Arthur anymore. They're standing where he was behind that table, and they're looking around for him. And you're kind of just now out in the open, and the only two things that you can see left are those two smoke collars.
Okay. Now, before I act,
Mm-hmm.
smoke collars are in fact made of smoke. Yes?
Correct.
Okay. I am going to point my super vacuum at them and turn it on.
Okay. And go ahead and draw.
Okay, let's see. That's a 10.
And yeah, they're kind of taken by surprise. They've just had their world kind of upended, as they went from feeling completely untouchable and immortal to very, very, very few in number now. And suddenly, this vacuum cleaner just kind of like comes out, and you just kind of walk casually over and just like. And Arthur, as like you kind of peek around the corner to take a look, you watch as Hannah literally just vacuums them up.
Huh. You know, I didn't actually think that would work. I hope the chamber was empty of ether.
That was 100% not. You have a large chunk of aether now inside of your pack.
Not ready for today. Smoke people and vacuums. Jeez.
Huh. Why would you look at that? Looks like I've been working today.
But you guys kind of end this fight. This mob of people kind of like comes walking up to you, and they're like, who are you, and what was that?
Arthur, that's Hammond. He's got a vacuum, I guess, works well on these smoke fuckers. And that big guy over there, that's Calm. You're welcome.
He's just kind of like, oh, okay. The one like there's only like 4 of these the mob that was there before. There's only 4 of them left, and they kind of like are picking through. The one lady that had the pistol, she's alive. She's bleeding in multiple places. It looks like she got hit a couple times. And smoker rounds, they don't leave bullets. They're just made out of the smoke themselves. That's how they're able to just kind of like infinitely keep going. And so like she got hit a few times, and like luckily there's no like bullets in her, but there's definitely like a few wounds. You see like several parts of her arm that's got a few shots in it. She's got blood coming out of her side, and they've got like one guy kind of helping her, and then the other 2 guys are just like in awe. The 3 of you just showed up and seemingly wrecked house, and they're not even sure how you wrecked house because they literally didn't see half of what happened. They saw one guy get yeeted out of a building, and then they saw a blaring light for a half a second, and then nothing else.
So I am currently sitting like on the ground near the rail before the big pit, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to stand up, but with how tired I am, I'm not sure how successful that's gonna be. So I'm gonna draw for it.
Go for it.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
standing.
Yeah, you managed to like stand up. There's like a moment where you look like people look over and they see like you're about to go off, like it looks like you're about to go off the rail, and then you just like your hand again, seemingly through magnetism somehow, just like seemingly finds metal and like attaches your hand to it. And you're just able to like stand up, and you're okay.
Good. Nice.
Thunder, lightning never strikes twice the same place. As I just start walking away
I see
carefully.
I see the girl with like all the wounds, and I know I don't got anything with that. I was like, hey, I mean, you wouldn't happen to have anything that would help her out, would you? Because I want to go upstairs and see if there's any material that should suggest any sort of planned stuff, for like where we might need to go. Because I think we still need to go lower to figure out like this portal thing that was mentioned by the very first smoker guy that we met. Because we need to close that down so we don't have another alien invasion and I have to relive my PTSD.
Nice. Hammond is going to pull out what looks like 100-year-old first aid kit.
You know, I'm just happy it's not another vacuum.
Oh no, I've only got the one.
Go ahead and Hammond draw for me, and let's see how good Hammond is at medicine.
It's a 9.
9. All right, not too bad. Definitely room for improvement, but you know your stuff. You like with like you've got some old thread and a needle in there, and you just like you heat the needle on your candlelight there. Got it nice and sterile, and you just pull the thread through, and you just sew up the wounds on her. She's in pain the whole time, but you get there. You give her a shot of whiskey. You got one for yourself if you need it, and yeah, you have successfully kept her alive.
I was gonna say, I'll give her like a whiff of my special grog.
He's definitely awake after that.
I see him giving her the grog like at the beginning of this whole like process, and I was like, I just like give me the rifle. And I just handed like the guy that's been looking over. I was like, hold that for her. She's not going to be able to handle that for a bit. And then I head upstairs to look around for stuff.
Okay, go ahead and draw and see how. Let's see how that investigation goes.
Ooh, that's an ace.
An ace. Ooh. Oh yeah. So you find out that the portal's at the very base of the mine, and you can see that they've got a failsafe because they don't know if the aliens coming through are actually going to be very helpful. They're hoping They're hoping they will.
Right.
But they have a failsafe. On floor 10, which is the floor right above you, there's and you already knew this, there's a kind of a shield that can kind of like an iris that closes. And then they can vent the entire lower half of the city. And you get the distinct impression that the idea behind this was, if we need to, we'll close the iris, and then we'll like, cause the giant flames that lick through the whole place to sterilize all the floors beneath. We'll use that, and with the Aether in there, it'll probably get it supercharged, and it'll just destroy whatever's in that area. Like, the Aether will be melted down because Aether is susceptible to flames. And no alien wants to be in a giant pool of liquid Aether. And so they're like, it'll probably be our best bet if a problem arises. But you can see there's a lot of notes saying, like, oh yeah, they're super much, like, they're 100% our friends. Like, we're going to be the best pals ever.
So that's the failsafe option. Is there anything in this data that informs how to just outright close the gate? Because I would much rather just not have a chance, because also from floor 10 and down, there's still clearly like a bustling town enough to have like this brick house and all the sort of township that's around here. Yeah, I don't know. I have it locked in my head. I was like, no, if it's at the very bottom of the mine, like at the bottom of the pit, it's like, cool, then that's where I'm going to close this gate.
You do know from your past experiences, and some of the schematics as well, you know that the only way to really close a portal is to have an alien with you that can kind of connect to that dimensional rift that allows them to shut it down. Right.
Okay. Well, you're gonna have to take the first one hostage and then sort the rest out from there. Let's hope they don't show up in brigades.
You guys do, as you're standing out here, you can see the older lady from before meandering around. And she's got her 4 hulking bodyguards who are now almost like a whole nother foot taller. And they're just roided. Like, they are muscle upon muscle. And their eyes are now like almost a violet kind of kaleidoscope color that's just outwardly glowing. And you watch as she like gets back on one of the lifts, one of the cable cars that's going to go down. And as she kind of gets onto it, she looks over and just politely waves and says, "We'll see you at the bottom." And she just like starts going down on the cable car.
I come down seeing this, and I'm just like standing like near Colm and Hannah's like, what does she want to do at the bottom of this? What does she want out of all this anyway? I know there's a prize and everything, but it's like, I look over at the railing that's been like melted a little bit, and I look at Colm and look at Hammond. I'm like, I'm going down. You all coming with me?
I probably should. Those were grotesquely large men.
Yeah, I might need you to suck them up too, if you could manage that.
So you guys know of 3 ways to get down to the bottom. You can take a cable car, which will be interchanging multiple times. You can take Hammond's original method, which is just fall and have a way of somehow being able to stop yourself before you go splat. Or the almost Cole method, which is just go off the railing and fall for several hundred feet.
I was actually going to go for like, we're jumping into this thing.
Again, that's possible, but do you have any way of like...
I don't. I do not. So I'm going to go to Colm and Hammond's like, we need to get down there before her because I don't trust that woman. Can either you guarantee that I can that I could jump or just ride with one of you down there?
Strap on.
Strap on?
Yeah, strap on as I point to my back.
Okay.
He's going to give you a piggyback.
A
Okay.
very violent piggyback.
Oh boy. So and Colm's clearly like just like a big old mug.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, alrighty. I just get on like a kid on the back, like on the back of his dad or whatnot, just like kind of interlock my arms. But I've also, as we've gone by, I've like gone by the Mrs. Like, I'm gonna bring this back to you. Like, give me that. I'm going further. You guys need to head back up top. And I take her rifle with me.
Okay. Yeah, they got a 4. They don't try and stop you. They're like,
I got a queen.
yeah, they're like, yeah, no, screw this. We do not care. You actually realize this is a anti-smoker gun. So yours is kind of like it has ammunition.
Mine is ammunition that has like aether tips on the rounds,
which is rare. Most people do not have it, mainly because not only is it more powerful, but if they hit like walls or if they hit other things, aether when it explodes, again, very, very violent reactions.
Oh, yeah.
So people tend not to just like carry live ammunition. And instead, you have like one of these guns that you're now holding, this lever action that has a purified aether core in its side of it. And all it does is it converts and condenses air into little aether bullets. They don't do a ton, but if they hit something, they also don't explode, which is the trade-off. You can still hit incorporeal creatures, but also you don't have to risk anything blowing up and potentially killing you in the wake.
This will be a good balance. This will be a good balance of options. And I've pocketed that I've like wrapped up and pocketed that aether knife as well.
Okay.
That aether just shard, really.
Yep. All right, and then Hammond, what is your ability to try and help you get down? Apparently, since they're gonna go jumping.
So Arthur is on Colm's back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. I will jump on Arthur's back.
All right. Sure. You climb on there and just like, we'll say like Arthur, you have Hammond's kind of old man bony fingers just like digging into your chest. It's like he's holding on.
That rifle is like laterally, like diagonally across my back or whatnot. So it's just him pressing that into my back with his bony fingers just buried into my chest, and whatever weight that comes from this grown old man in his apartment of a shell.
Oh yeah, no, the shell's about 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Arthur's like almost being choked. But Colm, go ahead and to make your descent.
Right. I'm just gonna step right off. We're on floor 9, and we need to get to the bottom.
11.
11.
Yeah, it's basement descending. It's basement ascending as it descends. Yeah.
Okay. So as we get to the floor before the bottom floor, I'm gonna pop another one of those aether beads, and
Hey.
We're still here.
So
Yep.
you're falling, and you're gonna try, and before you hit the bottom, you're just gonna pop another bead.
basically my battery was dead, so now I'm gonna try to jumpstart it at the last second.
All right. Go ahead and draw 3 cards for me.
Did I draw a card
The
to try not
first
to
one-
melt? Like,
Sure, go for it. You and Hammond both draw a card as well.
I'm gonna let Colm draw
boy.
first.
Okay, my first card,
Is a
Queen of Diamonds.
Oh God.
Ace.
My second card, Jack.
Okay.
Boy.
And my third card, 4.
Okay. And then Hammond, you said you got an ace?
No, I got a 9.
A 9. Okay.
I got. Oh my God, I got a queen. Oh my God, that's all 4 queens actually in this game for me. Oh, thank you, sweet Jesus.
What were you saying,
I
Hammond?
feel like that should give you a bonus.
Fuck you, Hammond. I don't know what this means yet, but
So, Yeah, you guys fall, and you're not sure at first because you guys are like, hey, Colm, you have a plan, right? And then as you
And I just kind of,
yeah,
I just,
as you
my
guys are
eyes just
falling,
kind of roll.
yeah, as you guys are falling, like Colm's eyes roll into the back of his head, and you just see like he's like almost like he's embracing the idea of like splatting at this point. And Arthur and Hammond, you're having that moment of like, hey, I know we did this stupid thing, but you do have a way of stopping, right? And as you're just falling and you see like Colm is kind of ragdolling a little bit, and like you pass floor 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, you're getting closer and closer to floor 100, and you're just like, hey, Colm, buddy, come on now.
I
Hold
can just
on
feel
now.
like he's slack. I can feel he's slack, and then I kind of like move his head and just see him. I'm just kind of like
Yeah.
drooling, like in this napping, almost comatose thing. It's like, no,
I'm
no,
just
no, no.
picturing
Uh,
Hammond's face is flapping like a dog out a window.
yes. And then suddenly, like, you get to floor 80, and he watches Colm, like his hand reaches back and just casually another one of those glass beads just pops it, and you hear a crunching sound, and you suddenly feel that same pressure rise and fall again as you are falling, which is really surreal for you. And you guys realize what's about to happen. Well, at least Arthur does. Hammond has no clue. And you watch as suddenly Colm seems to magnetically be able to attach himself to the wall as he immediately like hits the wall with you guys on it, and he's like almost like a monorail just going down. And you realize like you see his whole body beginning to turn into that lightning fin. Luckily for you, you just kind of like you've slowed down enough, and you guys are about to the 100th floor. You're like one floor away, and you just kind of like take rope or something like that, and you like
I jump up. I just jump off. Like
okay.
I'm aware he's about to turn into lightning by my just deduction of what the fudge happened earlier. I was like, oh, and I just let go. I let go
Okay.
like at that one floor, pretty much. I was like, I hope you have a parachute, Hammond.
Yeah, you let go, and Hammond's still gripping you tightly. By the way,
We're falling backwards at that point because
Oh,
he's got
yeah.
100 pounds. I'm like, oh no.
yep. And we'll say that luckily between Hammond and Arthur, the weight distribution and the fact that you guys both got pretty decent pulls on that. Yeah, you fall backwards, you land on the 99th floor, and you hear Column just go splat into the ground. You hear more of like a crater, and then a few seconds later, you watch as like lightning rematerializes into the form of a man. And then again, the energy wears off, and Colm just has to sit there for a minute. He's like, uh, uh, uh.
Lean in against the wall, like, hey, baby girl.
There you go.
There's nobody there.
Yep. And you guys can see from the 99th floor and from Colm's vantage point, this kind of translucent green portal. And you see there's like 5 or 6 aliens around it, just kind of like looking at it, and then like they look over at Colm, who's slammed into the ground, and they're just like, "What's going on? This is a development." And you can see that they're like kind of approaching very cautiously over to Colm.
I whisper over to Ham. I was like, we need to sneak around and see if we can, I guess, flank again.
Were you aware that he was some kind of mystical deity?
Wait. I
Were you?
don't know
Okay.
what. Okay, side. Okay, listen here. I have no idea what the fuck's been going on since I got into this godforsaken city. Okay, he became lightning after eating an ether bead, which is like radioactive stuff. There's a reason like my bullets are actually cased before I even put them into my pistol. I don't know what you really are. I don't know what's going on here at all. All I know is I fought those fuckers 20 years ago, and I'm not dealing with them again. So we're gonna close that damn portal. If you can round up one of those aliens to help close the portal, we can get the fuck out of here before we get gassed.
Well, I might have an idea.
You know what? What do you got?
I'm gonna hand Arthur a stick of dynamite.
What am I doing with this?
Well, first you start by saying a prayer to Saint Catherine. Well, then you light it and you run away as far as possible because that thing is nuclear.
This is a nuclear stick of dynamite?
Yeah, how do you think we mined Aether back in the good old days? Suicidally, that's how.
You look at this stick of dynamite, and essentially what you're noticing is that it has like it doesn't like dynamite doesn't like shift or anything like that. This dynamite, as you hold it, it kind of like rattles a little bit, and you see that like on the label it says in like little tiny print, it says Aether detonation core. Essentially, someone has taken, like what Colm keeps eating, has taken a bunch of those purified Aether beads and then put them in a tube with a bunch of gunpowder, an obscene amount of it, and they use this to essentially not only pop the Aether, but like really pop sections of mountains in order to get at it.
And I look at this and look at the gate, and I sit there and just think, you know, that might just be enough. I pull out a lighter. I look at Hammond. I look at Calm out in the middle of this floor being approached by the aliens. And I look at how far away is that gate from where I'm standing, actually?
Probably you're guessing about 100, maybe 130 feet.
I don't know how far the average person can throw, actually.
That's a little bit shorter than what most people can.
Okay, yeah, it's doable. We're kind of tucked away on this shelf above all this right now, pretty much, and the aliens haven't noticed us. Okay, so I don't know. I look at Hammond, I look at the stick, I look at Coleman, I'm just like, ah, shit, not this again. All right, I light the stick, wind up throw it to try to have it bounce and land like at the foot of the gate.
Okay.
I look at Coleman.
Go ahead and draw for me.
6.
6. Okay. You throw it. It does not bounce and land at the gate. You get a nice, good arm, and you throw it, and it hand over hand spirals. And it's at this moment that you realize one critical flaw of this toss as it's beautifully flying into the portal. Dynamite needs to be lit before it goes through.
I don't think even regardless of the draw, I don't think I said to light it. So
you're looking at the lighter as you watch it fly away from you.
It's like a Zippo. The flame's been on the whole time.
Yep. And you're just like, right.
Shit.
Colm, you're on the ground. You're being approached by a bunch of stuff. I will say you do see this little random stick just fly past you.
Does it go into the portal or does it land like at the foot of the portal?
It's going into the portal.
Oh god.
And Hammond, is there anything that you would like to add?
Okay, so Colm is surrounded by aliens. My secret weapon was just thrown away to no effect.
It still exists, but in another plane of existence that we may or may not access.
Okay. Question. Considering that Colm did his thing twice.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Is my stuff still supercharged?
Absolutely.
All right. Hammond is going to turn to look at Arthur, and for the first time here, look like like he's all there. Give him a little pat on the leg. You Get to that big guy and get out of here. I'll clean up from here. And he is going to flip his shell onto the front of his body, lay down, and activate his supercharged vacuum cleaner in the other direction like a jet.
Nice. All right.
He
And
is
what
going
is your end goal?
straight for that stick of dynamite, because he's got a little fire on his head.
Go ahead and roll pull for it, and we'll say with the way this is going, you can increase it by 2.
No. Well, that's a good thing because I drew a 2.
Oh god. Oh, this is logically failing.
4. And while this is happening, Colm, what are you doing on the ground as this is all transpiring?
I see a stick flying through the air, and I just kind of point at it and absentmindedly try to put what little energy I have left into a spark that'll jump from my finger to it.
Okay, go ahead and pull.
This is the last of my reserve, so I'm definitely going out after this. But a 10.
10. Okay. Hammond, you rocket yourself, and you realize too late that you don't really have a way of like flying this thing. You've just kind of like shot yourself in a direction, and you're kind of just hoping on a prayer that you're going to be able to catch up to this thing. And so there's this brief moment where like you look like you're about to fall, and somehow that energy that you had, suddenly you feel like a kind of a jolt, and the entire shell once again has a supercharged amount of power as you're about to fall just shy of where the portal is. As this thing is about to fly through it, you are able to jettison yourself once again upwards towards it. Go ahead and pull again for me.
Okay, that is a Queen of Diamonds.
Thank God.
Excellent.
Yay,
and
something
how
good
would
happened.
How would Hammond like to do this?
He is basically going to fly straight through the portal, hitting the stick of dynamite with the little bit on his head, all while screaming, "Hello, boys! I'm back!"
Yeah. You guys watch as Hammond catches the stick of dynamite, flies into the portal, and you guys for several seconds are just like, what is going to happen? You watch as the aliens also see this, and they go running back to the portal because they're not sure what just happened, and they kind of go through it. Probably a good, what feels like hours, but it was only about 15 seconds later. You watch as the portal fluctuates, and then sudden wave of pressure comes booming out of the portal as shards of aether suddenly grow up around it. And then as it does, the portal shatters, then the aether shatters, and the portal is gone, along with Hammond. It's at this point that the woman that's been trying to get down there, she kind of like, you see that she comes rushing down, and it seems like she chose an alternative method to get down here, as she's looking a little bit like haggard, and you see her look at Calm, and she kind of comes on and she goes, no, it was supposed to stay open. What have you done?
We
I will
saved the
note-
city and humanity from another alien invasion. What are you on about? I like yell from like my level.
Yeah, and Combe, what were you saying? Sorry.
I will note that as she looks at me, I'm actually just curled up on the ground, like sucking my thumb. just like whispering, "Mommy, mom, mom."
She hears you and she goes, "You idiot! I wasn't going to invade you again. I wanted off this godforsaken rock. I've been trapped here for 20 years." And like you see her form distort a little bit, and you see that she herself is an alien, and she looks a little bit different. She goes, "I am the monarch. I got stuck here 20 years ago. This was a retrieval, not an invasion. Your stupid smoke callers thought they were getting a deal. I just wanted off. And now you've ruined it. All I wanted was to go home. And you've probably destroyed any chance of that. I hope you're happy."
While she's been ranting this whole time, I've been making my way down, and she's just mid-stroke and finally gets it out. And I just walk up to her, take the ether knife, and just put it right into her chest.
Go ahead, pull. She got
10.
3 to try and dodge it, so yeah, he just stab. And she very much surprised. And you watch as that kind of crystal encasement goes around her, and she is now in the form with the thing sticking out of her. She is the form of a alien-like statue, just sitting here.
I side eye of the bodyguards and just have my hand hovering like by my
There are
head.
no bodyguards.
Oh,
They didn't make it down with her.
oh,
She used an alternative method of getting down here.
yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Cool. Now I gotta worry about that. It's like,
But yeah, you guys
look over.
managed to after this, you get Calm. He's able to kind of get his facilities back in place,
get up, buddy.
and you guys
we
make
can get
your
home
way,
now. We can get out of here.
Yeah. You make your way back up to the city. As you guys kind of get on one of the monorails, you make it to about the 40th floor again, and you see that one of her bodyguards is like exploded, and you see what looks to be like some type of like bone glider was made out of his body and then descended, and you kind of look down and you can see a couple other ones, and you're like, I see how she may have made it down here quickly. Those poor saps.
Oh boy.
And yeah, you guys return. You do manage to see your assassin friend from before, who is no longer among the living either, as it looks like he may or may not have run into some smokers ahead of time, as he is just riddled with holes. Just an overwhelmingly unreasonable amount of holes. And so when you return back to the Luxon, not only are people like somewhat skeptical, but when you explain it, it takes like 2 weeks for them to like fully investigate and figure out what happened and everything like that. But you are promptly paid, and Calm, they give you 50 of those beads. As well as they give you the 50 beads as well. You are also given Hammond's portion to do with as you please.
Calm. If it's all right with you, I'm gonna hold on to Hammond's portion. There's no way.
Colm's kind of a bit too tired to think about or
Right.
take anything that's not directly handed to him.
Right.
This is later.
This is later. This is weeks later. This is weeks later. Unless your recovery takes like a month, homie. Like, but
I mean, basically eating Aether
yeah,
takes a lot.
yeah, take it out of you.
And you're not supposed to do more than once a month.
Well,
Okay.
anyway,
But yeah,
I'm gonna
you guys,
Colm, if you're all right, I'm gonna hold on to Hammond's portion. I don't know how or why, but something tells me that fucker's not somehow survived that. God knows how. I'm gonna take my portion and head back to my town for trying to reinvest in home.
Okay. Yeah, and you guys go on to live your lives in somewhat relative peace, developing skills and whatnot. Hammond, do you survive? Is there a last-ditch effort or technique or Deus Ex Machina that Hammond is able to pull out, or does Hammond finally give up the ghost? Hammond?
Yes, sorry. If there is one way he would survive, and that is if the energy from that blast horribly mutated him.
All right, go ahead and pull for it. Let's just see.
All right. Let's see. What am I gonna get this time? And that is an ace.
An ace.
Okay.
You know what? Hammond, like, mutation?
I can paint
Kinda?
this scene, actually. I can paint this perfectly right now if you'll let me, Michael.
Go for it. Absolutely.
So the scene goes black after it's Calm takes his winnings to go off and just schmooze around town, like very exhaustingly, flirting with anyone he comes across. I take my portion as well as the extra bag of Hammonds, and I'm exiting town on a tram to head off back out to the wild west of what the rest of society is after the Great War. And the scene goes and the shot goes black. And then there's this whistling sound, almost like the Andy Griffith song is going. And it kind of slowly lightens, and you realize it looks like the inside of an apartment, but not just any apartment. It's the inside of Hammond's shell apartment. And there's a slight hue that reminds you of the aether radiation or whatnot. And it goes over to this lounge chair, and this naked armadillo is just sitting there reading a book very peacefully, and it looks kind of like him. And Hammond says, Will, I'm going to pass this off to you, nail this. And Hammond says this for the closing words.
Good.
If Oh, God damn it. Try that again without peeking too hard.
I don't think I can.
Oh, God damn it.
Yep.
Ah.
It's the return of Ham Ram Ramaram.
Alrighty. That was fun. We will close that out. Thank you all for watching 3DMs in a Tale. I've been Aaron, your host and creator, and I will pass it off to the rest to exit themselves.
Colton, otherwise known as the Warbeard DM.
Michael Overby. I am the Black Stag GM, and you can find me on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or not Facebook, sorry, YouTube, and at blackstaggm.com.
I'm William, and apparently I'm the Armadillo DM.
Actually speaking. Alrighty. Thank y'all, and take care. Till next time.
Later.
See ya.
This episode of 3DMs in a Tale is brought to you by...
This is your standard PSA. Be on the lookout for Thorgan, his ship known as the Ocean Reaver, and the band of pirates that accompany him. You shall know Thorgan by his tall, typically shirtless demeanor with a giant axe that seems rather electrified. He will be full of brash, wild comments, and violence follows him everywhere he goes. His technician, navigator, and engineer, she is known as the Canadian, or TC for short. She is smart, quick on her feet, and is wanted for the murder of billions. Next, we have Thorgan's lieutenant, Thoughtalisk, a lizard humanoid that comes with a mercenary background. Beware, All are considered extremely dangerous. There is also a tiny little robot boy that accompanies them. We have no info on this child, or this robot. Call this number to inform anyone at the SAF about any information you may or may not have about Thorgan and his band of Reavers. If you see them, or their ship, pictured here, the Ocean Reaver, do not approach, call for help, or prepare to die.